pé yàn mu mílíkì ẹlòmíì ò mu mílíkì nìsín ọlọ́lọ́mọjọ́ tó ti mu mílíkì rẹ̀ sórí ní tèmi ń jẹ lélẹ̀ sórí oúnjẹ tèmi ń jẹ láàárọ̀ yìí nìyẹn sórí pé bí ò pa mí ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ kí ìyà jẹ mí mo lè má lówó sórí ìyà sórí mílíkì ẹlòmíì nìsín ọlọ́lọ́mọjọ́ tó ti mu fresh milk gbogbo àwọn màálù òṣì tẹ́ ń jẹ nílé àwọn màálù ìbànújẹ́ àwọn màálù tó ti wọ́n ọ̀ntoríṣiríṣi ló ti kó sínú ẹ̀ tó ti báyé yín jẹ́ tẹ́ẹ̀rù oúnjẹ jẹ tá à ń pariwo pé tí Ìgbòho sọ pé ká kúrò nínú oko ẹrú ṣáwọn ọmọ Ìgbòho ṣé bí ń pọ ọmọ Ìgbòho àwọn ọmọ Ìgbòho nísìnyí wọ́n ti lọ sí skul àwọn ọmọ tí kóróbo ló ń tà káàkiri sórí ibi tí mo mú dé ìwà ló kún dé tí wọn bá ti jẹ ilé láàárọ̀ èyí tó bá mú ẹpo tó fẹ́ jẹ nǹkan kan lọ́sàn-án àfẹ̀tọ́wọ́ ọwọ́ 4 o'clock nítorí wọn fi ń gbádùn ayé mi nísìnyí.
Continue to keep those eyes.
ẹ máa castigate Ìgbòho àwọn ọmọ Ìgbòho ìyà ò jẹ wọ́n ebi ò pa wọ́n wọ́n ti lọ sí skul nísìn àwọn ọmọ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá nísìn wọn lọ skul wọ́n ṣe ń ta kórópó káàkiri gbogbo àdúgbò ẹ̀wá rò pa àwọn politician wọ́n nífẹ̀ẹ́ yín kí ni kan politician àwọn lọ wíkẹ́ẹ̀dì lè ayé politician mọ̀ pé níjọ́ tí ojú yín bá ti là ayé yín máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní mínì àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ fẹ́ yẹn so politician ò fẹ́ yẹn rárá èyí politician fẹ́ ni pé kíyà máa jẹ yín àwa dẹ̀ ni kíyà máa jẹ yín àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ ìfariwo táwọn pa lójoojúmọ́ ni ẹ̀yin wèrè ẹ̀yin tó yẹ pé inú ìṣẹ́ lẹ wà inú ìṣẹ́ làwọn politician kó yín sí láti more than 62 years inú ìṣẹ́ àfikẹ́ máa lọ wò wọ́n lórí Instagram ìbọn ni gọ́vnà yìí ti ń jó nísìn gọ́vnà Adeleke ìbọn ló ti ń ijó ẹlẹ́lẹ́yà ìbọn ló ti ń jó nísìn ìbí nǹkan tẹ́ fẹ́ náà nìyẹn ìbẹ́ ń gbádùn ẹ̀ bó ṣe ń jó àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ àbẹ́ ìgbádùn ẹ̀ àwa jókòó síbí à ń polongo Yorùbá nation ẹ̀ náà mọ̀ ń tà ń sọ ṣé mi ni mo mọ tí mò ń sọ ní gbogbo tó ń lọ nínú Nàìjíríà tí ìbá tẹ̀ sí nílé ṣé mo rí ìyà tẹ́ ń jẹ ìyà tó ń fi yín jẹ tó ń fi àwọn òbí wa jẹ àwọn bàbá wa èèyàn ṣiṣẹ́ èèyàn Nàìjíríà ni mo ti mọ̀ pé èèyàn ń ṣiṣẹ́ tó kì í gbowó after tó bá ṣe tán ní after 35 years in service ṣèbí gbogbo àwọn bàbá yín àwọn ìyá yín tó ń sọ pé Nàìjíríà máa da gbogbo wọn lọ ti ṣe service gbogbo wọn ló fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ ní abẹ́ ìjọba ṣé ìjọba nìkan ni wọn máa ń bá ṣiṣẹ́ láyé yìí private sector kò ṣiṣẹ́ public sector rèé kò ní wúlò kankan Ìgbòho ń pariwo bàbá Akíntóyè ń pariwo ìyá Onítìrì ń pariwo gbogbo àwọn leaders yẹn sọ pé ká lọ Koiki Media ń pariwo ṣé mi nìyà ń jẹ òun mo ti fẹ́ mu síríò mi tán yìí ó tún ní raisin sórí raisin lélẹ́yìí gbogbo tó yẹ ká máa gbìn sórí ìtàn pè ní raisin tó bá mọ̀ ẹlòmíì ọmọ tán pè ní raisin òun lélẹ́yìí sórí raisin lélẹ́yìí sórí mílíkì bó ṣe ń kán sórí bó ṣe wọ́n dilute sórí mílíkì yẹn bó ṣe ń kán sórí bó ṣe ń kán ìyà tẹ́ ń jẹ nílé eré tá à ń sá nìyẹn lójoojúmọ́ látọdún 3 ẹ̀yin wèrè ṣé sọmọ Ìgbòho nìyà ń jẹ ṣé mi nìyà ń jẹ ẹ máa pariwo Tinubu ló máa kí o ẹnu ẹlẹ́wà yẹn ẹjúbọ̀ máa pariwo pé Tinubu ló máa gbà yín rẹ̀ Tinubu fúnra rẹ̀ gan kò lálàáfíà bó ṣe wà yẹn kọ́nà bá fún lálàáfíà torí mi ò gbàdúrà kú fún Tinubu fúnra rẹ̀ kò ní àlàáfíà kí Ọlọ́run fún lálàáfíà torí pé àwọn kìnìún tó wà pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ bó ṣe máa pa òun làwọn sáré ẹ̀ àwọn kìnìún tó ń tẹ̀lé àwọn Fúlàní bó ṣe máa pa ẹni kí Tinubu wá lọ ṣe ọmọ kìnnì kan kì í ṣe ìdí bẹ̀bẹ̀rẹ̀ ká gbé lọ sí ìdí ẹlòmíì ẹ mọ̀ pé ìdí tẹ́ fẹ́ gbé lọ yẹn ìdí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni cereal ni mò ń jẹ ẹ̀mọ́ orúkọ eléyìí tí mò ń jẹ oríṣiríṣi ló wà nílẹ̀ ó tún ní kìnnì kan nínú mo mọ ẹjọ́ náà pé bá bí kìnnì lélẹ̀ mo mọ tó jẹ́ sórí àwọn lélẹ̀ mo ti fẹ́ parí ẹ̀ tí bá jẹ́ tó máa fa bọ́ ẹ̀wọ̀n yẹn ẹ̀ má bínú èdè tá à ń sá lójoojúmọ́ nìyẹn ẹ pé kì í shut up come back home ẹ nísìnyí sáwọn ìyàwó èdè tó wà ní abroad tí wọ́n ní ẹ̀ bá wálé ẹ mọ̀ pé ìyá yẹn náà lè wálé bíi tèmi náà kò tó bá wálé wọ́n máa kidnap ẹ̀ àwọn èèyàn wà ń lé ebi ń pa wọ́n ò rí jẹ wọ́n ò rí mú and they are lying to you every day àwọn máa fix Nàìjíríà àwọn máa ṣe títì àwọn máa ṣe ná gbogbo tí politician lè ṣe ló sọ fún pé òun máa ṣe who is fooling who onímọ̀ ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ yín o ṣáwa ẹ̀ka àrọ̀jà rẹ̀ gbọ́ èèyàn gidi ṣé Ìgbòho ló ń parọ́ fún yín wọn ló ti gbowó lọ́wọ́ politician àánú mi ṣe yín wọn ní bàbá kí tó ti gbowó lọ́wọ́ politician kí ni kan politician lè yẹ pé.
The number.
Politician ò ní kankan tó lè offer anybody apart from destruction. Tó bá sọ pé ẹni tó ń parọ́ jù àbí ta lélẹ̀ tó ń sọ pé give us the rally stop deceiving us kò ní da fáwọn tó ní ẹ Arẹ́gbẹ́ṣọlá Máyọ̀wá kò ní da fáwọn tó ní ẹ ó ṣe sọ fún bàbá ẹ kó jáde kó wá fún ẹ ní rally olùlọṣẹ ọmọ kò ní da fáwọn tó ní ẹ má bínú àwọn ọmọ àlè Yorùbá náà nìyẹn lọ pé dádì ẹ wá dádì ẹ ní kó lọ pé kó wá fún ẹ ní rally tí ẹ bá ti lè dúró de Ìgbòho gbogbo ẹni tó bá ti lè dúró de Ìgbòho ẹ lọ pé dádì yín àti mú sí kó jáde ẹni tó bá dẹ̀ ní bàbá bíi bàbá kí tó yẹ nílé kẹ lọ pé jáde mo ti mú tán ṣé èèyàn wá lè jẹ́ lè kó wá máa tún máa wá bẹ́kùnbẹ́kùn ṣòro àbọ̀ yẹn bó ṣe dán kò mílíkì díẹ̀ níbẹ̀ kódà máa fi mílíkì máa fi mu gàrí gan ẹni tó bá ti lè dúró de Ìgbòho ẹ lọ pé dáàdi yín jáde mo change aṣọ mi jàre lọ bá Archie ti wà lórí ètò mú kí gbogbo yín ẹ̀yin tiwa fight to finish ní hour ẹni máa kú pàdé ẹni máa pa òun lọ̀rọ̀ tó ń bẹ nísìn ojoojúmọ́ làwọn èèyàn jáde ìyàwó Janet nísìn ló ń sọ̀rọ̀ nísìn.
tó ní dandan òun ò bá yín ṣe tó ní dandan sẹ́ òun fẹ́ ṣe tèmi lọ́tọ̀ ni ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́.
oríṣiríṣi ojoojúmọ́ làwọn èèyàn jáde enlightenment lọ́tún lọ́sì àwọn wèrè ṣé bọ̀bọ̀ tó sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ó ti gba wòtòwòtò ó ti kúrò lórí platform ẹni kó lọ pé bàbá tiẹ̀ jáde when are we going to give you a rally ó ṣe lọ pọ́nkú ẹ̀ jáde ìbí wọn náà ìbí wa la ní ọ̀nkú la ní dádì a dẹ̀ ní àwọn tó jẹ́ bí olórí ẹbí wa ẹ bá ti lè dúró kí Ìgbòho kó announce a date ẹ̀yin náà ní right lákòókò ti jáde ẹ ṣe jáde kẹ́ lọ máa ṣe rally tẹ́ bá ní heart ẹ jáde náà ẹ̀yin jáde mo sọ fún yín pé gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì ò máa wá Ìgbòho ní gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì mọ́ àti Nnamdi Kanu àwọn méjèèjì tí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì ń bẹ̀rù nìyẹn àti gbogbo àwọn politician yẹn ìwọ náà jáde o ní láti dúró de Ìgbòho náà o dẹ̀ ní láti dúró de bàbá kí tó yẹ kó fún wa ní date ẹ jáde náà tójú bá ń kan yín tára bá rẹ̀ ń kan yín ẹ jáde ẹ bá ti lè ní sùúrù ẹ jáde kẹ́ sọ fún wọn pé ẹ fi wá blọọkì títì torí pé ara kan yẹn fi dúró fún ọ̀dà mo sọ ní 4 or 3 weeks ago pé ẹ fi dúró de instruction ṣẹ́ni tó bá dẹ̀ fi dúró de instruction ta ló wá ń dì í mú gbogbo ẹ̀yàn ọmọ tẹ bá ń nẹ̀ padà lọ bá PDP ta ló dì í mú tẹ́lẹ̀ ẹ lọ bá PDP kẹ lọ bá APC náà tá bá máa sort ayé yín out ìbọn ti ń sort out láti 20 years ago ẹ lọ bá PDP kẹ lọ bá APC náà ta ló kò sí ẹnì kankan tó dín ẹ̀rọ kan mú náà a kàn máa lọ padà lọ bá PDP a lọ máa ṣòṣèlú ẹ lọ máa ta ló wá ní kẹ má lọ ṣòṣèlú ẹ lọ ṣòṣèlú náà ògbóṣèlú náà lẹ ti ń ṣe látijọ́ ẹ̀ kí lẹ mú jáde ńbẹ̀ gbogbo òṣèlú tẹ ti ń ṣe politics àmàlà nẹ̀bà tẹ́ ń ṣe tẹ́ lè ní breakfast jẹ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ tó bá ti lè dúró kó lọ organize rally tẹ kó káwọn ọmọ jáde àwádẹ́ fi Koiki Media àfi bá yín broadcast ìyẹn ò mú jà wá Ìgbòho làwọn dúró dè àti bàbá Akíntóyè kan fún wa ní date ẹ tó bá ti lè dúró a jẹ́ pé wọn náà fẹ́ organize rally tẹ ni and you have the right ọmọ Yorùbá ní gbogbo wa báwọn eré send oúnjẹ are difficult so ẹ jẹ́ ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ studio jàre ǹdí màá fi ń ṣe nígbà tí ní àníyàn nígbà tí gbàwẹ̀ nígbà máa fi ọ̀ràn ń gbádùn ní ẹni breakfast òun ni ẹni sìn UK Museum returned another batch of looted Benin artifact. Benin was a kingdom in 18 something new òní máa fi ṣe program later. So if they can do damage in 18 something, 18 whatever new damage.
If they can do damage.
Ìwọ wá rò pé UK kàn máa fún yín láyè pé Yorùbá nation ẹ yá ẹ máa lọ Yorùbá people ẹ ti gba freedom. You joke. akọ padà lọ bá àwọn olóṣèlú ní moment tó ń dìyìn mú kẹ má lọ bọ́ olóṣèlú ẹ lọ bọ́ olóṣèlú náà ìbò olóṣèlú náà ni gbogbo ló ti darí Nàìjíríà láti over 20 years of democracy ìbò náà ni gbogbo tẹ̀ ń rí tán fìyà jẹ epo wọn gbogbo ẹ̀wọ̀n tí inflation náà bá tẹ̀ wà ní gbogbo àgbáyé ṣé báwọn èèyàn ṣe ń jẹyà náà nìyà. Mú kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí ètò ìtawà ń ṣe lójoojúmọ́ ayé wa tẹ́lẹ̀ nílé so bí a rò pé Yorùbá nation ló jẹ́ ká popular ni òun nìyàn kan bú Aisha Buhari lásán nísìn wọ́n ti fẹ́ na tọmọ yẹn pa ṣé gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì náà ṣé èmi ti bá búyàwó prime minister wa ẹ rò pé ọmọ wa gbé mi níbí báyìí ìyàn kò bú Buhari ìyàwó ẹ̀ pé ó kàn tóbi bẹ́ẹ̀ ru olè ẹ mọ ìgbà tó ń bú Donald Trump lójoojúmọ́ l'Amẹ́ríkà ẹ mọ ìgbà tó ń bú Joe Biden a ní ẹ̀sìn nílùú Nigeria is not a country òun ni bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ sọnà regional government ni wọ́n fún gbogbo wa nígbà tá a máa gba independent ṣé regional government yẹn náà là ń lò nísìn ṣé regional government là ń lò nísìn ṣebí gbogbo èèyàn mọ̀ òtítọ́ náà pé kí ẹ̀kan máa pè wá lórí ètò please. Mo wà lórí live program ok ẹ má tún pè mí má ti disconnect ẹ má pè mí mo wà lórí live program báyìí.
It's okay, no problem.
À ń sọ òtítọ́ fún yín ẹ náà wà là ń parọ́ ṣé èmi jẹ́ gẹ́gẹ́ tó ń parọ́ èmi ti jẹ breakfast nísìn ṣé wọ́n ti jẹ breakfast òun ní ìbéèrè tó yẹ kó máa bí rẹ̀. À ń sọ pé Nàìjíríà ò work a ti gbìyànjú pé kó work láti 62 years èmi Babangida nìyẹn nísìn ló ń jayé ẹ̀ ní Hilltop ní Minna tó kọ́lé ẹ̀sìn tó yẹ pé àwọn tó ọba tó fi ṣe election Babangida kan náà lọ́nà tó máa lọ bá Babangida tó da gbogbo ẹ̀rù òun náà làwọn èèyàn àwọn politician yìí tún máa lọ máa bá ẹ lọ́tẹ̀ ẹ̀ fi gbọ́ ọ̀tọ̀ ẹ wá ní ẹ fi dúró de Ìgbòho ó ti ń pẹ́ jù ẹ gbé dáde yìí jáde ẹni tó bá ti dúró títí tí Ìgbòho máa fi sọ pé ó ti yá tí òun nìkan ni gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì bẹ̀rù ẹ yà lọ sínú stúdíò jáde bàbá Archie sọ̀rọ̀.
So good morning to Bishop Adeshina. Bishop, I hope you are doing very, very well. And thank you very much once again for joining us on Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. 24 minutes past the top of the hour. And we should be having Mr. Olayomi Koiki joining in. I think he's joining, but we can't see him.
Picture me
and he's just saying hallelujah to the King. A Tuesday edition of the morning show, Starr Radio UK. Don't worry, we'll make sure that you enjoy the full length of the music because of the program. But for now, it is my singular honor to welcome once again the White Lion himself. Yes, Mr. Olayomi Koiki. Yomi, massive good morning to you.
A very good morning to you, Mr. Archie. Good morning to all our listeners. Good morning to Frank. Good morning to all the production team this morning, Tuesday, the 29th of November, 2022. As we are just about some few days left before the end of November, and I welcome those of us that have joined on the sister broadcast to my left-hand side.
Yes, let me welcome every one of you. Those on the other platforms, wherever you might be, welcome. We acknowledge you. We thank you very much for your patronage as well. Now, Prince Abimbola says, Mr. Archie and White Lion, well done. The rest of the crew, yes, we say well done to you as well. But for you, we will not be here. So thank you very much to each and every one of you. How are you doing, Yomi?
Well, doing very well, but as usual, there's quite a lot, on the table. When you look at the world, I've been following China, and it seems the COVID that has gone a bit quiet out of Europe and other part of the continent seems to be something that the Chinese government and the resident are still facing a lot of difficulties. And then taking back to Qatar, the football, human beings will always be human beings. We will never listen to instruction. Do not do such things. There will still be some individuals, probably maybe for recognition or for the cameras or the social media. We saw what happened where somebody ran into the pitch with some kind of outfit that is not allowed in Qatar as they want. And that takes us back again to the Yoruba nation, where there's a lot of now allegation put across to Chief Sunday Igboho that he has actually collected money from the federal government of Nigeria, and that has actually left him to release a kind of a very, very strong audio yesterday that even as he is sleeping on his own mattress on the floor in Benin Republic, somebody that has his own house, but for the benefit of his own people, that needs to be free. And then taking us back to Nigeria as a whole, where there is quite a lot of people that are facing difficult things in life. But we are still here, and we're here, to make sure that we serve the humanity and to make sure that things that people do not know, we can bring it to them on Starr Radio UK. So I say good morning once again, Mr. Archie, Frank, and the rest of the team, and let's crack on.
Yes, listeners, Mr. Olayomi Koiki for you, and once again, thank you very much for joining in. Now, let's quickly move on to the statement that Chief Sunday Igboho relates. Now, since last week, when was it? Yeah, last week when we had Chief Mrs. Abiola making that pronunciation. I was asking the question, and a few people that I was talking to was saying that the front should not be fragmented, because the moment the front is fragmented, they will be having problems. So some people will start accusing fingers at each other. Is that what seems to be happening? And what did Chief Sunday Igboho say in response to that directly, for the sake of those who have not actually followed the whole issue that is going on?
Well, he hasn't said anything, and as a spokesman, we have not released any statement to it. But Professor Akintoye spoke over the weekend, when he was engaged with a particular group from South Africa, and it was broadcast. And he actually says that, he was not consulted, neither was Chief Sunday Igboho consulted regarding that declaration that was made a week ago now, last week, Monday, the 21st. You're quite right. When we have that fragment in anything, it would also bring, a lot of followership that wants, freedom in a peaceful means, to be a little bit concerned that, the unity is not there. There's a lot of work going on to see if that fragment can be sealed quickly, but it has already pour us into the minds of so many people that are already in doubt in the first place whether a Yoruba nation can eventually come true before the end of this year. But you're quite right. When these kind of different issues going on, they're very, very sensitive issues, and it seems now that different people are taking different sides to some of those of the leaders that are leading the movement.
Yeah, I mean, you being a spokesperson for Chief Sunday, let me just put this one across to you for the sake of those who are listening. Is it because that they've delayed in making any pronouncement on the declaration? That is why people are pointing, accusing fingers, saying that maybe they are in cahoots with government now, and therefore that's why he stepped back. Though he said that he's lying on the floor, I'm thinking that, oh yeah, he's just chilling because maybe as some were alluding that maybe government has paid him something.
Well, you're quite right. It seems the hope that the delay has been there, as much as no one has given a clear evidence to all these allegations. But also we got to remember that as much as we have been told continuously that this year will be the year that the Yoruba nation will be declared, but it will go through different stages and different process. But because we have two voice of the leaders that are speaking to the minds of the Yoruba people, we're talking about Chief Mrs. Odukwe that is also speaking, and likewise the lead of the Yoruba movement, Professor Akintoye, through the YSDM. People are skeptical that there is a delay, and nobody's giving a reason for that delay, even though we know that a process is what is meant to happen. Nobody amongst these leaders have actually given a concrete date to when a declaration will be made, until one was made last week Monday, that has now become the talking. I mean, as much as this declaration has occurred, it has not had any effect yet in Nigeria. Neither, as people are saying that it doesn't even seem to have been circulated to all the medias in Nigeria, and Nigeria is still working as it is. The next phase that was meant to have kicked in was the super rally, which was something that Prof announced even as far back as October 8, that during that process of the super rally, a declaration would kick in, and that would then mean a transition government. But it seems right now, like you said, the fragment is there. Prof has continuously said that the Yoruba people are not in support of Tinubu, even though we know the Afenifere, the social cultural group, are not supporting Tinubu as well. They are putting their back into Peter Obi, that the Southeast is the next to be in line to be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So the Yorubas, when it comes to not just those that are campaigning for the self-determination, we still have a divided Yorubas that are saying Tinubu is somebody that we can give a backing to. Let's give him that hope. But the Yoruba in the self-determination are pointing finger around the leaders that, it seems there's a cohort amongst them, to allow Tinubu to see whether he will become the president. Should he not become the president, then the second agenda will kick in, which is the Yoruba nation. And this is coming because, some of the kings, like, the king of Olowu, spoke about it, that should Yoruba not get that presidency, they will fall back in line, with the Yoruba nation. And these are the mind that is becoming skeptical, that it seems that from Benin Republic, they are purposely slowing down the movement in favor of Tinubu, even though it is not as it is.
Well, listeners, quite an interesting development when it comes to the political terrain in Nigeria and everything that is going on. But hey, I say it all the time. If you believe in a cause, you stand for it. You might suffer consequences. You might even lose your life for it. But you know that posterity will be the judge of what you are doing or what you are standing up for. So why not? Well, it is Starr already, UK. 40 minutes past the top of the hour, the time, the morning show, the program. Mr. Olayomi Koiki in Auckland Studios, I'm Archie here in the South Studios. Well, yesterday we were talking about Adeleke, and we were talking about he's going to be sacking a few people, but he sacked up to 12,000 workers. Why? APC out, PDP in? Is that what is going on?
And this is why the politicians fight all the way through to secure that 8 years when they are in government, because should you lose out of that 8 years and you just end up running a 4-year term, it will be very difficult to manage. It will be very difficult to please everybody that has campaigned for you, because 4 years, is not enough, to make sure that, what you plan to do. Yes, it looks like now the assembly is now tackling the current governor. We call him the dancing senator, but he's not the dancing governor, because yesterday I saw him dancing to Buga, in his first address to, the citizens in Osun State. APC assembly is now tackling Adeleke, the governor, for sacking 12,000 workers. The All Progressive Congress and the Osun State House of Assembly have tackled the new Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke over the 6 executive orders that he signed yesterday, just under 48 hours, into the job. They condemned the new governor for reversing some appointment and job recruitment made by his predecessor Gboyega Oyetola. In his first official action as the governor, Adeleke, who was elected under the PDP, People's Democratic Party platform, announced the sacking of the alleged 12,000 workers that was employed. The question then is, were these individuals employed at the last minute of the previous governor? Because, like I said, when the governors are going, even though they didn't plan 4 years, they fight to get that 8 years. But then they will have to amend a lot of things. And the new governor doesn't seem to be pleased. He's not just sacking the 12,000. Some of the 3 monarchs in Osun State have also been affected. He has also deposed 3 monarchs and allegedly ordered the withdrawal of the certificate of return of the local council chairman that was elected under the APC just in October. 15 local government elections conducted by the State Independent Electoral Commission. The decision to withdraw their certificate of return was also contained in a statement that was signed, by the Executive Secretary Adedapo Adejuwon in Osogbo in southwest of Nigeria. Also, the court held that the Electoral Commission did not comply with the provisions of Section 24 under the law and the Section 28 of the Electoral Act 2022, which mandated to give a notice of 360 days before the conduct of the election. It's not just staying on that alone. Furthermore, the governor has also abolished, like we said yesterday, the state of Osun appellation, which was promulgated by one of his predecessors, Rauf Aregbesola, that is now in charge of the prison break that is going on in Nigeria as we speak right now. He's one of the ministers there. He has also froze their state account, reversed also the appointment of 30 permanent secretary that the previous governor Oyetola Gboyega did as well. Why promising to correct the past injustice, corrupt act, bad policies of the immediate past administration? All these is going on in Osun State in just 48 hours. Remember that it was only given that appointment of the role of the governor on Sunday, and within that 6 executive orders have taken place in Oshobo.
It's interesting. Anthony Adedeji, good morning. But do you have any information pertaining to the reaction of people in the state? Because when it goes on like that, I mean, some people will say, yes, I mean, you're somebody who is cracking the whip. Maybe people were employed because of favoritism and stuff, not by merit. So some people will say, yes, he's a man of action. But if it's just being vindictive, then what are we actually looking at there? What do you see?
Well, it seems that the politics in Osun State. Remember that it contested 4 years ago, and there was belief that it was rigged in favor of this past former governor that left. So people were actually just waiting, for the next election, and that was why it got, the governorship that we are now, discussing. So it seems that as much as in politics, it will also favor some and would not favor some. But presently, right now, there is not anything that we can look to say that the people in Osun State are not pleased with. Osun State, we're expecting him to be the governor in the last election, but that didn't come true because there was a lot of rigging and manipulation, and that is why he lost out. So the expectation now is probably he's doing the needful, but time will tell.
Well, time will tell. I hope that there's not going to be a lot of legal wrangling go on. That is going to, hinder progress, the state to actually progress or development. So let's keep fingers crossed. As Olayomi said, time will tell. Well, is it Starr Radio UK? 19 minutes past the top of the hour. Now, yesterday we were talking about this student who, because he tweeted that, the first lady is looking fat, because she's been chopping some naira. And we had the DSS, we had the police arresting this guy. Well, a tweet. Here, people do insult the queen. They say they don't like the queen. People say all sorts. The queen is passed now. Some people are against the King Charles III. And a lot of things. People say anything that they want because there is freedom of speech. But we know that it comes with responsibility. Now, whatever this guy said, is it that warrants such a, because he's saying that he's been beaten, that he's been maltreated and stuff like that. What more do you have to say about that?
It seems that the issue between the First Lady Aisha Buhari and these young Nigerian has now really blew out of proportion, to so many Nigerians that are now asking the question that the DSS seems to have more time to look after the president, which is allowed in any country around the world, but having the time to pick up this young boy, and then what do we know? Aisha Buhari, notorious AD camp, was actually the one behind these arrest of this young boy. Ordered the policemen to pick up the Nigerian student on the campus, assaulted him for days over a tweet post. As we have been saying, the aide camp to Mrs. Aisha Buhari, the Nigerian First Lady, Usman Shugaba, has been identified as the senior police officer who actually engineered the arrest of a student of the Federal University, Dutch Aminu Adamu Muhammad. Muhammad was recently arrested. He has been assaulted, tweeting that Aisha was feeding fat on the poor people's money. Authoritatively, the ADC was the one who sent a policeman to bring the student to Aso Rock for round of assault and brutalization. It was one who sent the police also to Dutch to pick up the first student. They brought him to Aso Rock, not even to the police station in Abuja, and started assaulting him. The ADC is a power drunk, as also his principal, Mrs. Aisha Buhari, as one of the sources. Muhammad tweeted, which was posted in Hausa, and the tweet, which was accompanied by a photograph of Mrs. Buhari, loosely translated as Mama has eaten poor people's money and is now full. It also seems that Nigerians have that freedom of speech. Remember that President Muhammadu Buhari himself actually shut down Twitter because he was reminding the Biafra that I hope you've not forgotten what happened in 1967.
Well, listeners, interesting things never happen and never stop happening when it comes to the African continent. And this time around in Nigeria, it's what happened. What do you think? We want to have your reaction on all that. Put your comments. Do you think it's a fair treatment of these students? What do you think? Let us know. All right, then, Starr already UK. Now, moving on straight to some other stories. Now, scores have been killed as Nigerian military jet bomb vehicles conveying terrorists in Borno State. Somebody say, well, the military are acting now. They're talking about 800 terrorists who have been killed. Whether they are or they're not, we're not very sure. But can you give a bit of details about that story as well, sir?
Yes, the military, have been working, to make sure that they can at least, take down as much of the activities of the notorious, terrorists happening in Nigeria. And, as much of that is going on, in the northeast and the northwest of the country presently. And the headline is the military has now also used their firepower, moving into the deadly zone of where the terrorists have actually been camping and trying as much as possible to neutralize them as well. Also, from another headline that we are getting, which is also coming into the wire this morning, also says that over 866 having Boko Haram fight us for persecution. There have been a lot of reasons why Nigerians are saying that you can't just continue to keep them without actually taking them to court. Let's remind that it didn't take long before we saw the 12 innocent individuals that were taken 1st of July from Chief Sunday Igboho's house last year during the assassination attack on his life, and they were appearing straight away in front of the cameras and portrayed as criminals, rather not portrayed as individuals and citizens, friends and colleagues, and those that are his co-workers that are living with him. They were actually paraded with all sort of weapons that the government, even Professor Wole Soyinka, the Nobel laureate, says it is cock and bull to put out weapons in front of the cameras and say all these was actually removed from Chief Sunday Igboho's house. But what do we know? That in Maiduguri, the theater commander, Northeast Joint Operation Adin Kai, the Major General Christopher Musa, said yesterday that we now have about 866 Adin Boko Haram that has been detained. We're currently awaiting transfer to Giwa project in Kanji in Niger State for prosecution. He also said that 323 detainees were transferred to Operation Safe Corridor in Gombe State on the 8th of September this year, 2022, for de-radicalization, demobilization, and rehabilitation program of the federal government. That is a bit something that we are concerned, because if the federal government is saying that we have transferred 300 plus individuals to be brought back into the society, the question is, do we have the right method to do so? Because we have seen that it hasn't worked. Here in UK, we saw in London Bridge, if I'm not mistaken, I think a year ago, when somebody that has been into terrorism and going through a process eventually came out and make more havoc as well. General Musa would disclose this while giving the highlight on the surrender Boko Haram terrorists. Says currently the Giwa Center has now a total of 1,893 suspects in custody. It was actually speaking through Colonel Obina Azuka, the acting theater intelligence, as we know. He also said that out of the surrender person, 16,577 were active male fighters, 24,499 are women, while about 41,000 are children. These are staggering amount of numbers that we are dealing with when it comes to terrorism in Nigeria.
Well, we hope that justice prevails. I mean, because we cannot treat some people with kid gloves and others use proper hammer to be hitting them. So let's see what happens. But before I allow you to bring you the rest of the story, there's one of the stories that is actually, making me worry or think if the right thing is that it will help. Now, census in Nigeria. We talked about the fact that when it comes to the numbers, some are saying that on paper, the North seem to have the numbers. But in reality, the South should have the numbers. Now, they're saying that, something about the census, they're saying that, they're going to conduct another census and they promise that this one is going to be credible. Now, who is going to be counting what? Are they going to take people from the South to go and count the people in the North to make sure that they actually know the number of people actually there? or what's going to happen? What do you think about this census thing that is happening?
Around the world, if you do not have the right numbers, up to the local government, you would not know how to cater, for the people. So in Nigeria, the census, as you've just said, according to the National Population Commission, promises Nigerians a very credible census in 2023. NPC has reaffirmed its commitment to conducting a credible, reliable population and housing census in 2023. Nasser Kara, the National Population Commission Executive Chairman, has reaffirmed the agency commitment to conducting a credible and reliable population and housing in 2023. It was given this during a declaring an open workshop in Abuja on Monday. It is so easy to speak in front of the journalists and presentation in a workshop to say that we will get a clear census. But what we do know is, the first census in Nigeria was actually rigged by the British government, to favor the northern part of Nigeria. I mean, it was actually inflated from about 32 million to about 50-something million. And that has given the edge line that the North are now saying that they have the numbers. And that is now very, it's proving very difficult, to work around. And that is also making it very difficult, to have the numbers of the other part of Nigeria in terms of power sharing in the country today. And that is also part of the marginalization that the Middle Belt is talking about, the Southeast is talking about, and the Southwest is actually talking about. But whether the digital census is going to be working, that would all be subject to what and consequence that we're all going to be looking up to in 2023 as election, the self-determination, and those that says without a proper constitution from the Ninas, a Nigeria election must not go ahead. So we now have 4 different fractions of individual groups that are now saying that a Nigeria election will favor us, a restructured Nigeria, a self-determination, or the bringing down of the 1999 constitution that is not for the people, but was created as a military decree by Abdusalam Abubakar, before the commencement of the 1999 democracy that we now have.
Now, when it comes to the reviewing of the Constitution, I know that Buhari has said several times, say, if you want to do it to the Senate, the House of Representatives or the Senate, and then they can sit with it, knowing that the North still have got the numbers, and therefore, definitely, it wouldn't happen. But when it comes to birth and death registration, we know, especially those in the North, because of their religion, they are such that when somebody dies quickly, they say that next few moments, the person needs to be buried. So how does that registration actually go on there? Because if we have a proper way of keeping records, then the actual number of people there can be ascertained. Because if you come to my household, assume I'm living in the North, and I say that maybe some of my people have gone into the bush to be, cattle headers, or be working, maybe, so I'll say I've got 12 children. Meanwhile, maybe I've got only 2. So do you think that is something that seems to be adding more confusion into this particular census and the numbers when it comes to the North?
And that is why, the question have always been whether, those individuals that we've seen, on the PVC, the voters register, they're very, very minor. And you wonder how they got that, PVC in the first place. And just like you said, how do you get the right numbers when, the system has not been put in place? A lot of complaint about, young minors that have been put on the PVC. And likewise in the North, we do have a lot of those that cover their faces, and you don't even know who is in. We have also seen, during the time of the registration of the PVC, as the president is currently, and that will take us to my next headline, in Niger at the moment, being, praised and worshipped by all the African leaders right there. We have also seen that, the PVC registration is actually taking place as well in Niger, which is completely far away from Nigeria, and you will wonder why that is happening. But in the midst of all that, the president is enjoying, a very good performance review by some of the other African leaders. And he says here, President Buhari latest weekly performance review. President Buhari, in the course of the week, has won the hearts of African leaders in Niamey, in Niger Republic, who share glowing testimonies of his leadership and likewise his quality. What are the qualities? The African leaders were all in Niamey for the African Union Summit on the industrialization, economic diversification, extraordinary section on the African continent free trade area. Even though as a Nigerian, you cannot just buy a ticket and travel to South Africa, you will then need a visa. You cannot do the same thing going to Kenya. But you can at least get to Ghana and then without a visa. The African leaders are using the opportunity of the summit to attend the inauguration of the French version of the book, Muhammadu Buhari, The Challenges of Leadership in Nigeria in Niamey. Speaking at the book launch, President Mohaza Bazoum of Niger Republic described Buhari as an austere man, unaccomplished, humble man, an adamant patriot, and a committed Democrat.
Well, listeners, it is Starr Radio, you guys. This is Minister Rick says, good morning, Brother Koiki, the ambassador, and Mr. Archie. Good job. Good morning to you, Aziz. We hope you are doing very, very well. It is Starr Radio UK, 11:34, and let's hand over to Yomi for the rest of the stories and what is happening in other parts of Nigeria. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. And quite a lot is still happening in Nigeria today as we continue to monitor the headlines and the news. 2.7 million Nigerian youth and others have now HIV, according to the UNICEF. UNICEF said around 110,000 children and adolescents between the age of 0 to 19 died of AIDS-related cases last year. The United Nations Children's Fund says about 310,000 people were newly infected with HIV in 2021, bringing the total number of young people living with HIV worldwide to about 2.7 million last year. UNICEF says around 110,000 children and adolescents died of that cases in Nigeria as well. So that is coming, as one of the headlines, and let's touch more on some of the other headlines as we have them, this morning. Again, as the president has been giving accolade right there in Niger Republic, AK-47 rifles, military paraphernalia, and uncovered in Lagos-Ibadan Expressway forest by Amotekun. As we do know that the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway has become a very dangerous road network. The Southwest Security Network, known as Amotekun, in Oyo State, has uncovered AK-47 rifles and other military paraphernalia and other items that are hidden in the forest by the suspected kidnappers. On Monday yesterday, the commander of the corps, Olayomi, told journalists in Ibadan that Amotekun operatives seized about 4 AK-47 rifles, 4 magazines, 50 rounds of 7.62mm live ammunition. Also recovered were wraps of Indian Air raincoat, 2 Nigerian Army caps, and a beret. He said items were recovered when the operative combed the forest following rising kidnap cases on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. We talked about, 3 billion was what was coming into, the CBN when Jonathan was in power. But that doesn't seem anymore, as NNPC now remits $0 to the central bank. Godwin Emefiele, the Central Bank of Nigeria, stated over the weekend that the official foreign exchange receipt from the crude oil sales into Nigerians' official reserve has dilapidated from 3 billion monthly in 2014 to $0 as of today. A very, very sad one. He was actually speaking during the 57th annual banker lecture that was organized in Lagos on Saturday. So it seems that Nigeria is not making much money. The CBN governor now claimed that the number of student visa granted to Nigerians by the UK alone climbed from average of approximately 8,000 per year in 2020, guess what, to 66,000 in 2022. So that means more Nigerians are coming to UK to study, and that is also putting a lot of pressure, on the forex as well, indicating an 8-fold increase. Why are we getting that? Alone, the Nigerian students coming to UK are putting in about 2.5 billion in the foreign exchange that is now tied to UK alone. That is a staggering amount of money, and that shows, that the education sector in Nigeria, and likewise the UK government, which we know the reason for behind this was just after the NSAS, the UK government relaxed the student visa so that more Nigerians will probably try their luck if they can get to UK and probably forgot about the atrocity that they are facing back home. Let's go straight to the social media at 11:38 on Star Radio UK this morning and see what is trending on the social media from the Nigeria this morning. Dear Nigerians is trending. Home Office is trending. Bola Tinubu is trending. Aisha Buhari is still trending at 62,000, and we all know the reason for that. Let's go straight. Bashiru Mustafa says, and I quote, Nigerian military set to prosecute 886 Boko Haram fighters as 323 others undergo de-radicalization. Me, Nigeria is truly a scam. All these years they have refused to prosecute any terrorist, and now that we are shouting for the breakup of Nigeria, it seems now that the government is trying to prosecute a lot of them. So that is coming from Bashiru Mustafa on the social media, this morning. Let's go and look at, some of the other things that is trending this morning as we have them. Let's look at, Simon Ekpa this morning says, Okudi over, the criminal and killer is about to take cover. You can't run away from those you order they are killing. I told those criminals that I would chase them away from IPOB and Biafra will come. Those they have used can now understand the mess. Also, it says 96 days countdown to Biafra as well. Again, let's look generally when we say Nigeria on the social media. We're not sure whether iOS is going to be removing Twitter anytime soon. I don't know what you are going to be buying the Elon Musk phone, Mr. Archie, because I still want to be on Twitter, and that means I might have to be one of those. I actually ticked on that, following him, and I'm not sure whether you saw what he actually kept on his side bed. I don't know whether you've seen that picture.
I've not seen that one yet.
Okay, there was a picture of Elon Musk showing us, what his side bed looks like. He has about 2 revolver, a caffeine coke, and that has actually ignited a lot of other people showing their side bed. I'm not sure whether I can show my side bed. All I can say is I have 3 mobile phones, a side lamp, and my notebook that takes all the notes coming in on a daily basis. The last one is coming from Mr. Macaroni, and he says, and I quote, Madam First Lady, you are not God, oh. If you have any grievance whatsoever, go to court. You are not bigger than the citizens of Nigeria, neither are you bigger than the law. You should use your power to serve the people, not oppress them. Free Aminu now. I hope he's not going to be picked up as well, because it was actually picked up during the NSAS beating, and that means that the Lagos State could not use him for their campaign this time around, and he's sticking his head for Peter Obi.
Well, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. I say wonders will never end when it comes to Africa. When it comes to my country, Nigeria. Well, a quick one, the MPA. Now, do you mean to say with the price rises in crude oil, the MPA are saying that they are not making any money?
The NNPC, you want to say?
NNPC, yeah.
It's a question that a lot of Nigerians are trying to battle around. If we are losing from $3 billion monthly in just under 8 years, nothing seems to be coming true. But the governor is saying that more Nigerians are going to school in UK, about 66,000 of us, costing 2.4 billion, and that means that the account is dry.
Well, listeners, we might have to end this somewhere. But Believe Yourself channel, good morning to you. So well done, Cesar. Well done to you. Thanks for your comment there as well. Yummy, before we go, if you have any comments there that you also want
Well, not much. All I'll say is, don't touch that dial, because Archie is still there to take you through what is going on around the globe. I'll be back same time tomorrow. Remember, to follow us on all our social media handles. And if you're looking for, how to get more information about the conversation, why not check, www.starradiouk.com, where you can find the podcast, past event, the blogs, and all the reporters that gives on the Star Radio UK. We're looking up to Ghana as they continue to represent us in the World Cup, and we hope there will be a great outcome. But for me, I leave you in the hands of Mr. Archie, and bye for now.
Bye, Yummy. Well, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. Mr. Olayomi Koiki is going to updates from Nigeria. It's now gone 18 minutes
Okay, and let's move our camera back to my front view. As we say, may Nigeria not happen to you and me. Tí Nigeria bá happen say, I'm not pé no be wasa. Those of you that are still saying you want to be part of Nigeria. You are part of Nigeria. Don't you are part of Nigeria now. But when to watch if you are part of that shit old country, àwa ti yọra wa kúrò. Àwa ò fẹ́ wà as part of the contraction country called Nigeria. I'm just bringing us back to my small studio. And let's move the camera and turn this as well. Mo máa ń kí gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí o. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ fẹ́ freedom. Kò ń ṣe gbogbo èèyàn ló fẹ́ freedom o. Ẹ wá rò pé gbogbo èèyàn ló fẹ́ freedom. Kò ń ṣe gbogbo wa la fẹ́ freedom o. Àwọn kan fẹ́ freedom o. Onírakatíà. Ẹ mọ̀ tó ń pè ní rakatíà. Àwọn onírakatíà ló pọ̀ jù láàrin wa. And all they want to do is damage, the movement, knowing fully well that kò sí ẹnì kankan tó lè fix it. Let the camera in reverse. Tẹ́ bá rò pé yàn kankan wà tó lè bá yín fix Nigeria. Okay. What's going on? There might be no interval already. I'm trying to reverse camera and padà sójú mi. Nigeria. Okay. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n stop ẹ̀ kí n padà wá again because mo tó ṣe orí ẹ̀. Nigeria ti lulẹ̀. Ó lulẹ̀ brẹ́mbrẹ́m. Tó bá sọ pé nǹkan lulẹ̀, Nigeria ló lulẹ̀. Ó lulẹ̀ yẹn, but ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ń rò pé irọ́ là ń pa pé Nigeria ṣì máa will be great. Tó bá ń tàn yín pé Nigeria máa great. Ẹ jẹ́ ya wo àwọn tó ń sọ fún yín pé Nigeria máa great. Àwọn tó ń control Nigeria láti ta ọ̀fẹ́ kó great. Ẹ wo statistics number tí mo give yẹn nísìn. Number tí mo fi síta nísìn lórí student tó wá kàwé ní bíbáyìí. Ṣé mọ̀ pé after Census ni wọ́n ṣe gbogbo nonsense yẹn? How many people knows that? But immediately after the Census, we saw that the student visa to Nigeria was relaxed a little bit. Because one more way, the youth were very, very angry. British mob. I don't know whether a lot of you knows that. The British government knew that Nigerians were very, very bitter. Census here were very, very bitter gone. But èyí tó ń bọ̀, àwa ò ní di visa tá fi kọ́ àwọn èèyàn wá. So we are literally saying that our fẹ́ òmìnira straight away. Side distraction with all those ASU strike. Oh yeah. Sherry intoshe. Mo fẹ́ fi àwọn phones and say charging so that kí a má lose nígbà tí mo ṣe nínú Nigeria. Ta ló ti wo fídíò? Okay. iPhone mi mo ń lò ní bíbá ṣá. Okay. Torí bí ṣe gbogbo kìíní ẹ̀ láàárọ̀ yìí. All right. Maybe I should just probably I can sort briefly anyway, so kò sẹ́ni tó máa ń pè mí lọ sí yẹn lórí púpọ̀, so we should be fine. And let me bring this one like that to myself. All right, so we're good now. Kakọ sọ̀rọ̀ again. I have all the time a little bit. And every time tabani náà ni a máa fi máa engage ara wa. Ẹ má bínú, ṣe breakfast mi ní láàárọ̀ yìí. And let me put my camera so that I can be seeing my comments are reading. Yeah, let's remove this one. Remove on pin. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ kan sí níbikíbi tẹ́ bá ti darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Nǹkan méjì kan náà là ń sọ ní platform yìí. Àwọn ọ̀sọ̀rọ̀ àlùfàǹṣá. Àwọn platform kan wà. Ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń sọ ọ̀rọ̀ àlùfàǹṣá ni. Àwọn ń sọ yẹn ní bíbá. Ọ̀rọ̀ táwa ń sọ ni pé kí ìran Yorùbá kó bọ́ ní oko ẹrú. Because inú oko ẹrú la wà. And the more tá bá ń pẹ́ sínú ẹ̀ dé fìlà Yorùbá nation mi sórí. Àbọ̀rọ̀ mi ní nísẹ̀yìn olólùfẹ́ wa. Nǹkan kan làwa jókòó lé lórí pé kí ìran Yorùbá kó dá dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí ta ló láìkì kíni igi ni o, igi ló fi ṣe o. A ní igi tó pọ̀ ní gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Àárín kankan fi ṣe. People are just suffering, and the deliberate act in terms of àwọn èèyàn nísìn ni pé ẹ má gbọ́ àwọn Yorùbá nation yẹn o. Àwọn ló fi wá dá wàhálà sílẹ̀. Why has the British given 66,000? Mo fẹ́ padà sórí article yẹn. Because in tí Emefiele ń sọ ni pé ìdí tí a ṣe ní dọ́là mọ́ kò ń sọ̀rọ̀ HIV la fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀. But ní headline yẹn wà náà. Paper okay ẹ̀hún lélẹ̀. No, inflation lélẹ̀ àtẹ̀ká ilé tán lánàá. Àwọn èèyàn ń fi ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation yìí ẹ lọ́ fi ń joke. Ẹ rò pé government máa fix the problem in Nigeria. We are saying that 66,000 Nigerians were given student visa according to that report. Mo wá report yẹn padà ní o. Inú bó tẹ́lẹ̀ mo ti kà náà. Ṣé inú gazette ni? Ráńpẹ́ inú gazette ni mo ti kà. I opened too many stuff. Yẹn padà sínú. Mo fẹ́ lọ mú report yẹn jáde. Okay, mo fẹ́ ka ilé náà síta. Though mo fẹ́ máa fẹ́ fi ṣe proper program ni. London Museum agrees to return looted Benin bronze. So that's one thing I want to talk about. Nigeria na slow motion death for Naija people. Ẹ̀rìtìyàn kan tó pè lórí program tí wọ́n ń ṣe lánàá tó náà fẹ́ òun bí òun tẹ̀ lówó ilé tó ń fẹ́ san kí ni kọ́ mi pẹ̀lú yẹn. Èmi gan wà ní èmi náà ní family tó wà nílé tí ìyà tó ń jẹ wọ́n ju ti family tiẹ̀ gan lọ. Tẹ́ bá dẹ̀ ń rí àwọn headline báyìí ẹ rántí pé mo sọ pé woman kan lọ sí Nigeria Ellen Grant. Tẹ́ bá wo headline yẹn láàárọ̀ ní sí UK Nigerian trade volume 85.5 billion. Ó wà nínú Gazette. I'm going to talk about that briefly as well. So let me open it. But èyí tí mo tẹ̀ wá ń wá ti Emefiele yẹn mo dẹ̀ mọ̀ bí tí mo ti rí headline yẹn ṣá. So we're going to talk about the UK trade. Sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Abuja train yẹn mọ́ ẹ jẹ́ n close àwọn yẹn gbọ́n àti sọ àwọn yẹn lánàá. Àwọn terrorists bó bá ń wà kí ẹ̀ta ló wo BBC Yorùbá máa nǹkan tó lọ wọlé àwọn terrorists bí a ní Ìlọrin. Sure, a lot of you have seen that. Tí Emefiele yẹn ni màá wá kẹ́. I don't even know where it is. Let me close all the way ta lò lálẹ́ àná lélẹ̀ so ẹ jẹ́ n close yẹn. I lè focus lórí this. A máa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa UK Nigerian trade. A máa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa London Museum. All right. Tábà rẹ̀ má wọ̀rẹ̀. Aṣá ti sọ lẹ́ǹkan. I was just thinking if I can find it, but mo mọ̀ bí àánú Gazette ni mo ti rí àbí inú Sahara Reporter. All right. And I can't waste time. I might come across it later as well. One thing we got to understand is these feelings and the hope of Nigerians that Tabaloshe election 2023, not us, our election, but kí ló ń fún wọn ní guarantee pé the country will still pull together, pé the country that we are looking today will pull together even in the midst of all this chaos. Kí lẹ rò pé ń fún wọn ní guarantee yẹn? Kí lẹ rò pé ń fún wọn ní these? I asked the question yesterday, and I'm just throwing it out again today. Kí ló ń fún wọn ní this assurance that Nigeria will pull out of the mess that it is at right now? Because we are actually in a mess. But there are so many Nigerians that are not seeing what we are seeing. Because as far as they're concerned, àwọn kan máa sọ fún wọn pé a lè bá yín ṣe student visa lọ sí Canada. Kódà mo rí Kẹ́mi Olúlọ́yọ̀ náà tó ń sọ pé ẹni tó bá fẹ́ lọ sí Canada wọ́n ń gbà àwọn èèyàn wọlé ní Canada. Ṣé ká lọ máa fix ìlú onílùú ni? And they cannot even fix Nigeria. That's number one. Number two, why do you think that the UK, going by this headline, tó wà níwájú mi, the UK Nigerian trade volume, tó bá sọ pé trade volume, business tá à ń ṣe pẹ̀lú ìlú kan ló mean by that. Wọ́n ló máa hit 5.5 billion pounds, which is a lot of money. Owó tó pọ̀ ni. Of this 5.5 billion, total UK exports, ẹgbọ́rọ̀ ìdáadáa o, criminal nílùú yìí. Kíní ń disturb mi, kò jẹ́ kí n ráyè rí ọ̀nkan dáadáa. So bí ara gbé ọ̀wá báyìí, àti gbogbo ilẹ̀ rí mi bẹ́yẹn. Nínú 5.5 billion tí wọ́n ní trade, ìyẹn òwò ló ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀, òwò tá à ń ṣe pẹ̀lú UK. Ẹ gbọ́ mi dáadáa. Òwò tí Nàìjíríà ń ṣe pẹ̀lú UK, wọ́n ní ó máa worth 5.5 billion. Ẹ mọ̀ pé tí wọ́n bá gbọ́dọ̀ owó bẹ́ẹ̀ pé ọmọ ìwọ tó ń ṣe mechanic, ẹni tó ń tata. I mean, this money is meant to help the citizen, and either directly or indirectly. Tí bá sọ pé directly, that means pé ìwọ náà ní kankan tó ń tà fún yàn kan tí ìwọ náà máa rí owó nínú owó tó ń sọ yẹn. Ìyẹn ló ń pè ní directly. Indirectly mean pé security movement transportation economy generally is working for you as a Nigerian. Tó bá sọ pé trade pẹ̀lú ìlú kan sí ìlú kan, in tó mean nìyẹn. In a layman. Because it doesn't matter níbikíbi tó bá wà nínú Nigeria. Owó tó ń sọ yìí, ó gbọ́dọ̀ ní impact lọ́wọ́ aráàlú. Kò sí bówó yẹn ṣe lè kéré tó, impact ẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ rùn hàn. Kò ń ṣe dandan pé ọmọ Yorùbá nìkan, but impact ẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ wá fún ọmọ Nàìjíríà. But nǹkan kan tí tẹ́ bá wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí wo breakdown interface tó sọ yìí, ẹ wo tó sọ yìí nísìnyí. Wọ́n wá ní nínú 5.5 billion yẹn nìkan, wọ́n pe kinní kan ní export. UK export to Nigeria. In tó ń gbé bọ̀ nínú Nigeria. Gbọ́ mi dáadáa o. Ìwọ tí à ń tiẹ̀ ń jókòó síta tó ń sọ fún ẹ pé Nigeria máa da. Nínú 5.5 billion, èmi wà lára àwọn tó máa wá export nǹkan wá sí UK. Not literally èmi. Torí ibi tẹ́mi ti ń fọbọ́, tí mo ti ń ṣe iṣẹ́ kúrú ní UK. Àwọn á wá lo èmi, Olayomi Koiki, tí wọ́n fìyà jẹ fún 14 years. Bó jẹ́ engineer ni mí ni, bó jẹ́ mò ń bá wọn ṣe nǹkan kan, bó jẹ́ mò ń fix nǹkan kan, mò ń join nǹkan kan papọ̀ nínú factory. Factory yẹn wá send kíní ẹ̀ wá fáwọn tó wà Nàìjíríà. That is what they call export. Let me give an example. Sórí kíní, mo mọ bó ṣe ṣe, bó ṣe wà nísìn, ká ní wọ́n tà ní kò tẹ̀ ṣe tó ń tà kíní nísìn company tèmi bá ṣiṣẹ́ ní UK èèyàn kan kí wa láti Istanbul wọ́n ní greetings from Istanbul mo kí yín ẹ ṣé gan ni company tí mo wá ń bá ṣiṣẹ́ ní UK tó ń san minimum wage £8 per hour mo wà okay mo ní mọ́tò mo ní insurance mo ń jayé lọ díẹ̀díẹ̀ níwọ̀nba tí iṣẹ́ tí mo ń ṣe máa ṣe 8 hours ìgbà mi máa ní kọ́ fún mi ní overtime nítorí ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà nílé kíyà má bàa jẹ yín but bí UK ṣe wá nísìn tó ń rán Ellen Grant wá kó wá bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ tẹ̀rí lórí tẹlifíṣàn lórí NTA lórí channels tó ń interview ẹ̀ ọmọ òyìnbó tó ń sọ yìí irú òyìnbó tí Koiki náà máa ń sọ lélẹ̀ but èmi tí mo jẹ́ Koiki mo wà ní UK nísìn mo ń fa gbùrù it doesn't matter àtẹni tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní public office àtẹni tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní private second class citizen ní gbogbo wa pẹ̀lú British passport ẹ̀. àwa ń produce kìíní à ń ṣe 1 million pieces ẹ̀ lójoojúmọ́ or whatever in a month but Nigeria là ń supply ẹ̀ sí nǹkan pè ní pé company kan máa wà nínú UK ní o kò ní sí ní Europe o tó máa gba contract kan whether iná ló fẹ́ ṣe fún yín whether energy ló fẹ́ ṣe fún yín òun ló wá ń sọ fún wa pé nínú 5.5 billion pound sterling UK nìkan máa ṣe kí ni ó máa export a total value of 3.3 billion wá sínú Nàìjíríà. sọ̀rọ̀ tí mo sọ yé yín UK àwa àti wọ́n ní deal pé in tí business àfẹjọ máa ṣe is 5.5 billion but àwọn nìkan máa wá mú value export wá sínú Nàìjíríà to the tune of 3.3 billion in 4 quarters of 2022. That is what they've done. Inú ọdún ìlọ́tẹ̀ ṣe ń sọ kó tẹ̀ ṣe ń ṣe next year. While the UK import from Nigeria amount to 2.2 billion. Èwo ló yẹ kó pọ̀ jù? Mo ń bi wá ni o. Èwo ló yẹ kó pọ̀ jù? Ṣé èyí tí wọ́n ń gbé bọ̀ láti UK ló yẹ kó pọ̀ ni àbí èyí tó ń bọ̀ láti Nàìjíríà? The question you should ask yourself now is, even nínú 2.2 billion tó sọ yẹn, èwo ló máa kàn wọ́n nínú ẹ̀? And this is why we are saying, ṣe jẹ́ ká wá wò báyìí pé ká jẹ́gẹ́ bí ìlú kan nísìn kájọ máa wá ṣe trade pẹ̀lú UK. Rather than being Nigeria. So that 5.5 billion yẹn kó jẹ́ pé àwa àti UK as a Yoruba nation lájọ máa máa ṣe. Let's go into it a little bit more. The United Kingdom and Nigeria said the trade volume between the two countries stood at 5.5 billion as of today. Somebody said that is unfavorable balance of trade. So if you are still thinking that you have a country, think otherwise. Nigeria should be high. Bó ṣe jẹ́ kó rí gangan nìyẹn. Ó mọ ìdí tí mo ṣe bó ṣe jẹ́ láti rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Population wa pọ̀ ju UK lọ now. The whole population UK kò tó 100 million. So tí population Nigeria bá pọ̀ ju UK lọ, ó ṣe jẹ́ UK ló ń ṣe trade tó pọ̀ ju Nigeria lọ in terms of the export. Ṣé bóyá la àwa ló yẹ ká máa import wá sí UK? Àbọ̀rọ̀ mi ò yé yín nísìn. And the reason for that is the UK has crafted Nigeria in a way as we see it. And today, rather than we import to UK wọ́n ní no kí lẹ fẹ́ import no ẹ kò up to standard no ẹ̀yin ò ṣe jẹ́ káwa bá yín ṣe ká gbé wá sọ́dọ̀ yín, and that is why today wọ́n gbé crude oil wá sí UK, sí Southampton, which is about an hour and a half drive from me, and they will then refine it. UK ò ṣe sọ pé káwọn wá bá wa tún NNPC refinery wá ṣe kó lè function dáadáa, so that èyí tí a fi ń gbé epo jáde kó jẹ́ pé látọ̀dọ̀ wọn láti máa ṣe. Economically, Nigeria is finished, just like the Yugoslavia and Soviet Union. When they collapse, Nigeria people should prepare for social and political collapse. UK population is 78 million as of today, according to our brother there, Moses Olaniran. But àwọn ni wọ́n ń gbé import wá sí Nigeria to the tune of 3.3 billion pounds sterling. Àwa tí a wá pọ̀ jù wọ́n lọ in numbers, and we have all the youth. Ṣẹ́rí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ jẹ́ youth tí ẹ ní ẹ̀ níṣẹ́ yẹn, iṣẹ́ tó yẹ kẹ́ ẹ máa ṣe ni pé ká lè máa fi import nǹkan káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé. Wọ́n fi rajà níbí, à ń bá wọn ṣago ní, à ń ṣe fóònù ní, à ń ṣe díìsì ní, à ń ṣe safety pin ní. It does not matter. Bí kìíní ṣe kéré tó yìí, at least ó ṣe kò ṣe ẹyọ kan dénú lè tèmi. So àǹkódẹ́ṣẹ́ ẹ̀kan ni mo rà níta, pack ni mo rà, because òun ni mo lò 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, at least I bought about 12. So even as small as safety pin tó bá jẹ́ pé à ń ṣe nínú, kò ń ṣe dandan kó jẹ́ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá la ti ń ṣe o, kò matter. Tó bá jẹ́ pé north la ti ń ṣe, at least ìwọ ọmọ Yorùbá o lè lọ sí north kó lọ gbaṣẹ́. That's if you are even getting a job in the north, because north ò ká sí ṣorí ìwọ tó máa ń sọ pé Muslim nìyẹn tó nífẹ̀ẹ́ àwọn north does not count you as a Muslim. Kàmá ẹ̀tẹ̀ tí sọ Christian. So already hatred ti wà láàrin gbogbo wa. Hatred wà láàrin àwa àti north. Even hatred wà láàrin àwa àtàwọn Igbo. So kò sí unity láàrin ẹ̀yà mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta, but kò ń ṣe ẹ̀yà mẹ́ta ló ń bẹ nínú Nàìjíríà. 370 something ethnic groups ẹ̀yà ló ń bẹ nínú Nàìjíríà. 370 something. So the fact that the safety pin ṣe kátẹ̀ sọ pé ní material ta fi ṣe àbí ẹ mọ̀ pé irọ́ tó máa pa fún yín nìyẹn pé ní material kò ní bàjẹ́ fún ẹ láti Miami. Mo rí ẹ̀ ń bẹ̀ láti ọjà ọ̀dàn, mo fi dárúkọ ẹni. Ẹ kàn imagine pé eléyìí nìkan lákọ̀tẹ̀ ń ṣe nítorí pé a ní igi tó pọ̀, gbogbo àwọn forest wa. Ẹ wá imagine if we are producing these in millions, àwọn exporter, a kàn máa exporter tó bá dọ̀hún lọ́sẹ̀ máa tó. A kàn flat tá bá ti dọ̀hún, ẹ̀tọ́ ẹni tó máa package ọ̀tọ̀. Imagine the production level. Do you now think that any of these politicians will give you a productive? This is the argument of Peter Obi. In tó ń argue tí ó ń dùn mọ́ ọmọ Nàìjíríà ni pé I would turn Nigeria to a productive country tó máa produce nǹkan. But Peter Obi ó sọ fún yín pé nígbà tóun máa wá sọ pé òun fẹ́ di president, ó kọ́kọ́ wá sí UK lọ́dọ̀ Boris Johnson, because it was just immediately after he returned back to Nigeria after his visit to number 10 Downing Street. He now say he will be a president under Labour Party, just to divert the minds of the, because one more power youth yet in bínú gan, and Sherry UK tẹ́ ń wò yẹn bàbá tó bá sọ pé àwọn tó lè engineer orchestrate nǹkan lè beat wọn. Tó bá sọ pé precision UK ló ní, and adákẹ́jà bí èjò làwọn náà. Ṣé gbogbo tó ń lọ lọ́rọ̀ movement àwa Yorùbá movement, ṣé mọ̀ pé UK ò sọ̀rọ̀ rárá, wọ́n dákẹ́, wọ́n ò sọ nǹkankan, even though à ń rí àwọn lẹ́tà kéékèèké, but they are waiting for us as well. Not me, but they are waiting for us because they know that they have dealt with our forefathers in the past and they have archives, and this will take me straight to the next discussion. They have archives of who we are. Àwọn ọmọ who we are, kò tá bá mọ who we are, tí à ń pariwo pé ká gba Yorùbá nation. Ọmọ Nàìjíríà tó jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá ò ní máa sọ pé òun fẹ́ jẹ́ ọmọ Nàìjíríà mọ́. But before I go to the next one, mo kàn kankan lórí ọ̀dọ̀ ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Karunwi lórí Twitter. Tí bá ti jí nǹkan mẹ́ta màá kọ́kọ́ ìbá ti wà àkáǹtì mi ṣé owó wà ń bẹ̀ ṣé kò sówó ń bẹ̀ màá wá lọ sórí Twitter màá lọ wo kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ lórí Twitter. Let me read what I saw. Ọmọ Buhari lè lọ show you àbí Ndidi Iwuchu àwọn tininas lele. As long as we don't exercise our sovereignty and use our self-determination, they turn our ancestral land into whatever they want. Ó wá show picture ẹ̀ méjì ni àwọn ọmọ north mo mọ̀ bí ọmọ Buhari lélẹ̀ but àwọn ọmọ north mẹ́ta àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá náà ń jayé bẹ́ẹ̀ náà wọ́pọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ àtàwọn ọmọ Igbo tó ń jẹ nínú government excuse me. Ó show picture yẹn show lókè ibi tó ti extract crude oil gbogbo ẹ ti dọ̀tí kenu mo kàn fún ní ẹ mọ̀ pé ẹ̀rí picture mi nìkan mo rí so just you have an idea. So ọkùnrin méjì ìkan ti kenu yẹn láti ẹ̀yìn ìkan ti nínú níwájú crude oil ti mẹ́sàn gbogbo but ní ìsàlẹ̀ ó show àwọn mẹ́ta bí northerners tó dé fìlà wọ́n wọ agbádá wọn fresh lẹ́yìn wọn private jet park. That is the Nigeria today. What you have just mentioned, that is to be exporting to Nigeria, is the main reason, most especially Britain will never allow Nigeria to develop to be the state of producing finished product. Pastor Joseph. Wọ́n ní jẹ́ ká jẹ́ finished product in Tamama produce. And we have a lot of Nigerians generally not having the hope that if Peter Obi comes, it will start giving us this production level. But Peter Obi ò sọ fún yín in tó fẹ́ sign lẹ́yìn because it will just be a government that will run for 8 years without giving that same, even if he has the intention to do so, his hands have been folded to the back. Because ó gbọ́dọ̀ listen sí àṣẹ tó ń bọ̀ láti ta. The government of Nigeria is not run from Nigeria. Whether you believe it or not is entirely up to you. I don't care. So if you think that they are running the government affairs of Nigeria, pay affairs Nigeria, if you think they are running it from Nigeria, you are living in a different world entirely. Affairs Nigeria, the daily affairs of Nigeria. ẹ mọ táwọn òyìnbó yìí lè ṣe àti nǹkan ṣe. And I pity us all, including myself. And that's why I said this movement kò ń ṣe joke. A lot of us are thinking it's a joke. I was the only media from 3 years ago that say we're not fighting. Àwọn kan máa rò pé Fúlàní inú igbó lẹ̀ ń bájà. Fúlàní inú igbó lẹ̀ ń bájà. We are all stupid, including myself, if we ever think that Fúlàní inú igbó là ń bájà. Kí ló ń jẹ́ pé Fúlàní inú igbó lẹ̀ ń bájà? We are fighting the global world. We are fighting the superpower as they are known. And my media was the only one that said so 3 years ago. So when people say, ká lọ pa àwọn Fúlàní tó wà nínú igbó, màá kọ́ máa rẹ́rìn. You think those ones are the ones that we are fighting. We are not fighting those ones. And the learned people knows that. But bí wọ́n ṣe wá sọ̀rọ̀ nísìn, nìkan ni kò yé mi. Àwọn ọ̀mọ̀wé mọ̀ pé kò ń ṣe terrorist là ń bá jà. Àwọn tá à ń bá jà gangan tó ń bá wa jà ìta gangan ló wà. And everybody knows that. Èèyàn kan ní òun ready láti kúrò nínú UK. You know, if we fail to achieve Yoruba nation, I must leave this destiny-killing factory of United Kingdom. Àwa táwa nù bẹ̀ wọ́n ti lock wa in. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà níta, wọ́n lock yín. Wọ́n wá lock gbogbo wa. Àwa ní ká yọra wa kúrò together in one formation. Àwọn tí wọ́n fẹ́ politician sọ pé no, láyé ànígbà. Mo fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ nípa kí n tó move. Karunwe said something on his Twitter this morning. Karunwe. Okay, olele. Ààrẹ Karunwe Kakanfò. Think Yoruba first. This is what he wrote 5 hours ago on his Facebook. Ta ló máa ń tán pè ní bọ̀ wọ́n pè ọ̀bọ̀ kan ní Goldie. Ta ló ti gbọ́ story ẹ̀ rí? Because from what we heard and what we have read, Moki Iyawa Sarah, he was the one that sold Nigeria to the UK government for £800,000. Atiwo wahala gidi tabajadi. And that's why I said, if we don't give Igboho that energy that he needs with us, we will all be in soup. Because the government is not looking for me. Because in country government lè fèmí ṣe. Because I am not going to be the worst case scenario is money one Nigeria mo, and I'll just be moving, you know, madam awo ìlú tí mo fẹ́ tún lọ gan. Okay, ṣé mo lè lọ ìlú yìí? Ṣé government ò ní sí níbẹ̀? Tá bá máa wà níbẹ̀ jájú. I can sit in the UK without leaving the UK, which I have done for so I've lived there for 24 years, if my math is right, láti 1998. And for 14 years, mo jáde kúrò nínú ìlú yìí. So kí ló wá fẹ́ jẹ́ bàbàrà sí mi pé mo fẹ́ lọ ìlú mi? And the world is so beautiful. Tí bá jókòó síbí báyìí nísìn, kódà mo lè order gàrí Ìjẹ̀bú right from source tí mo fẹ́ gangan. Tó dẹ̀ máa gbé wá sí UK with DHL. Ó dẹ̀ máa dé bí báyìí within maximum 3 days máa sanwó ẹ̀. Tó bá jẹ́ pé ibi gàrí ló ń pa mí tí mo dẹ̀ rí pé èyí tó ń tà ní Dustin àbí ní Peckham kò tẹ́ mi lọ́rùn, tí wọ́n dẹ̀ sọ fún mi pé ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì kan wà ní agboolé yín níjẹ̀bú, màá dẹ̀ ràn yàn lọ, owó ló máa jẹ, gàrí yẹn dẹ̀ máa dé bí báyìí. Màá dẹ̀ máa ṣayé mi lọ in my little ways. Ìjọ́ tí bá fi jẹja tútù màá rán ìyàwó mi kó lọ rẹja, ìjọ́ tí bá fi jẹran màá ní kó lọ jẹran. But ǹjẹ́ yìí náà máa rírú àǹfààní yẹn tí Tinubu bá wọ bẹ̀? Ǹjẹ́ máa rírú àǹfààní yẹn tí Peter Obi bá wọ bẹ̀? Ǹjẹ́ máa rírú àǹfààní yẹn tí Àtíkù bá wọ bẹ̀? Kwankwaso ẹ mọ̀ kí mo kó gbogbo wọn kọ́ má bàa sọ pé Tinubu nìkan rẹ̀ máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀, torí that's the argument that they normally say. Ìyẹn lèmi ṣe máa ń kó gbogbo wọn papọ̀. Àwọn ọmọ ọdún àlàáfíà lọ́wọ́ ìyá mi, àlàáfíà àti law school tiwọn as usual. Ọmọ tó bá wà nílé ní wákàtí á jẹ́ pé bí on appointment. Ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀ mo bẹ̀ gbogbo wa níbi tó dé nísìn, ó ti kọjá ọ̀rọ̀ pé àwọn leaders wa, àwa fúnra wa, we must be ready to give the final push. Ìyàtọ̀ tó wà ń bẹ̀ ni pé ṣẹ́rí ogun ẹ̀tẹ́ nìyẹn tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá ṣe kíníkan. Some of us will just live here and we will not come back home. That's all. But you will also lucky, you will leave Nigeria. But the point of ìgbà olófẹ́ fi Nigeria sílẹ̀ ló ti mọ̀. Whether you will get a genuine visa or you will go through Libya, which will take you through Niger Republic. Tí Buhari wà nísìn, dead or alive. And the African Union are saying, hey, they are hailing him. Let me go to what Ààrẹ Karunwi said 5 hours ago. Only a Facebook friend of mine wrote on his Facebook wall that Topman Goldie, how many people have heard about him before? Uncle Wabokoni Goldie. Citizen AY did a lot of analysis about this guy. Òun ló ta Nigeria from UK as a company for £800,000. Ìyà ti jẹ wá. Òun ni àwọn èèyàn ṣe máa ń sọ pé àwọn alálẹ̀ kò gbé àwa kan dìde because from nowhere irú àwa tí gbogbo àwa tó ń ṣe mí nìkan gbogbo wa kò bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ mọ̀ kíní yẹn kò bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ta bí oyin even though people are saying ó ti di mess kò di mess. It is just that we are not going to be the same. Kí ló ṣe méjèèjì tẹ́ ń búra yín níbẹ̀ yẹn? Kí ló dé? Spark Lizzy and Sonke. Kí ló fàjà? Ẹ máa ká yọ ẹ̀ méjèèjì kúrò lórí platform. Ẹ behave ara yín o. Classroom la wà báyìí o. A lè yọ yín ká suspend yín fún 2 days kẹ́ tó padà wá. Tẹ́ bá ti nígbà tí mo dẹ̀ ti sọ̀rọ̀ nísìn tẹ́ bá ti dá mi lóhùn ẹ fẹ́ abuse èmi náà nìyẹn o. Ẹ kọ́ lọ máa wo lórí another platform ni o. Ẹ lọ máa wo lórí Wo TV ẹ ní wo ní life money yẹn. Àǹbúra nígbà tá à ń ṣe ọmọ ẹlẹ́ran àǹbúra wa níbí báyìí o. A Facebook friend ìyẹn Ààrẹ Karunwi ló kọ ilé sórí thread wọn lórí Twitter. A Facebook friend of mine wrote on his Facebook wall that Topman Goldie rejected the opportunity to call Nigeria. Hey, imagine ìyẹn bí wọ́n bá ti máa pe Nigeria ní Goldie Shah ó rejected níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn. He rejected the opportunity to call Nigeria Goldie Sear. Or not yet, Goldie Sear, before he sold Nigeria to British government for £800,000. Many of my Yoruba kinsmen, Aomo Yoruba, now went under the comment section to say Goldie Sear is actually not bad. But man, you're bad. Just as they are now pointing finger at us. Big tó yẹ pé Tinubu tó ń sọ yẹn, àǹjọ̀nú ni ó máa wà níbẹ̀ forever. Àtèmi àtòun èmi sọ fún yín pé mi ò hate ẹ but Tinubu pọ̀ máa wà láyé mo fún ní 100 years mo mọ̀ bú 100 years ni kó fèmí náà ní 100 years kájọ fúnra wa ní 100 years Tinubu ò ní sí láyé mọ́ èmi náà ní sí láyé mọ́ but ìran Yorùbá máa bẹ títí and Tinubu gbogbo ohun tó fẹ́ ṣe kò lè ṣe ju 8 years lọ kò dẹ̀ lè fún yín ní Yorùbá nation tó bá di president. So who are you deceiving? Ta ni Tinubu gan ṣiṣẹ́ fún láti ta tó jẹ́ part of this global power tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀. Ta ni Tinubu ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún, ta l'Àtíkù ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún, ta ni Peter Obi ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún, ta ni Sowore gan ṣiṣẹ́ fún láàrin gbogbo wọn. Nàìjíríà lẹ́yìn kan ń pè pé nǹkan kékeré. Nàìjíríà là ń sọ bí nǹkan kékeré tí mo ní pé ní 3 years ago pé tí a bá dá ìjà sílẹ̀ gidi àlọ́bì kankan. Ìyàn kan wá náà máa gbà pẹ̀lú diplomatic way. Ta ló sọ fún yín bẹ́ẹ̀? Bàbá ta ló sọ fún yín pé máa gbà pẹ̀lú diplomatic way? A máa jà gidi ká tó kúrò ní Nàìjíríà. Gbogbo ẹni mo fi sọ. Nàìjíríà lẹ wá fi ń ṣeré bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Tí àwọn kìnìún tì lẹ́yìn. Àwọn máa lè wá lọ sábẹ́ comment. Wọ́n sọ pé Goldie tó ta Nàìjíríà fún British government for £800,000 wọ́n wá ní èèyàn dáadáa ni. Ẹ wá ń sọ pé èèyàn burúkú ní Ìgbòho kò ní dá màmá mi ti ní mo tún gbé padà. I love my mom so much. Ẹ yẹ kí n wọ̀nyí lè pè ní. Ṣé Ìgbòho ló ta Nàìjíríà? Èèyàn máa lè. Ṣé Ìgbòho ló ta Nàìjíríà? Goldie ta Nàìjíríà for £800,000 fún British government. ẹnu ẹ̀ náà la wà nísìn tó fi ń sọ fún yín pé trade between Nigeria tí wọ́n tà fún wọn ní years back is worth 5.5 billion but nínú 5.5 billion yẹn 3 billion nínú ẹ̀ ó máa wá láti UK. èèyàn máa lè mad people all over the place. ẹ wá ń sọ̀rọ̀ Tinubu à ń sọ̀rọ̀ nǹkan tó important sí ìran wa lẹ́ni àti lọ́jọ́ ọ̀la. Tinubu ò lè wà láyé mo ò fẹ́ máa dín ọjọ́ yẹn kù mo fún ní 100 years kó fèmí náà 100 years àwa méjèèjì máa kú ni. ìyẹn lè wá fi ṣeré a máa jà gidi ká tó kúrò ní Nàìjíríà bá àbá jà lọ níwẹ̀. ẹ fẹ́ fi diplomatic gbà kí ló ń jẹ́ diplomatic. ẹ jáde síta nísìnyí ẹ̀yin tẹ́lẹ̀ ní àyà ẹ jáde síta mo sọ fún yín pé Ìgbòho nìkan ló ní àyà ẹ̀ láyà. ẹ ń sọ pé gẹ́gẹ́ a ti ṣoògùn sára ẹ jáde síta kẹ prove ẹ̀ fún wa kárí. èèyàn máa lè and I don't take that back. Wèrè people all over the place. tí gbogbo ìbá jáde ń kíní kan ẹ jáde síta kárí yín. èèyàn kan ń béèrè pé how did Topman Goldman sell Nigeria? wọ́n ti báyé jẹ́. Imagine somebody that sold Nigeria. àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá wa lọ comment abẹ́ pé èèyàn dáadáa ni. ẹ wá rí àwa nísìn àṣèyàn burúkú. àwa lẹ wá rí bí èèyàn burúkú. ṣé èmi mo bà Nàìjíríà jẹ́? ṣé èmi ni mo bà Nàìjíríà jẹ́? wọ́n ta Nàìjíríà for £800,000 from British government. ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé company ni wọ́n tẹ́lẹ̀ ní gbogbo tán rí Nàìjíríà yìí? It was a trade. wọ́n ṣe trade ló ń ṣe láyé ẹjọ́ náà lọ́hùn. And that takes us now to the next. ó wá ń sọ níbí báyìí pé you cannot fight for a generation who thinks like that. You must not be gentle with a generation who thinks like that. You must think twice before committing your future in the hands of people who think like that. It is ignorant. It is mental disorder. ìyẹn kan fáwọn gbé fóònù sórí social media ó wá ń sọ fún yín pé àwa ọmọ Yorùbá kan la fi dá wàhálà sílẹ̀. ǹjẹ́ mọ̀ wàhálà tí Goldman tó dá sílẹ̀ tá à ń sort out nísìn tó ta ìran ó ta gbogbo ìran náà ẹni àtẹ̀ máa pa mí àtọ́ba àti ìjòyà wọ́n ta gbogbo wa dànù for 800,000 èyí tó tà wá nìyẹn. Goldman yẹn ni wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan lórí orúkọ wọn. olóṣókè wọ́n ti wọlé mo tètè rí wọn. àwọn máa lè àwọn girlfriend ni Tajudeen Rahim nìyẹn. ìyẹn la wá fi ń ṣeré. ṣe rí i pé ọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n sọ pé ìtagbédání ó kọjá bẹ́ẹ̀. Now the last one aago kan ni máa parí programming ọmọ fẹ́ lọ rest there. ibi tí mo wá fẹ́ landẹ̀ sí nísìn òun ni Benin bronze tí wọ́n fi dá padà. kí ni Benin bronze tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀? fẹ́ lọ mú átíkù yẹn jáde. London Museum agrees to return looted Benin bronze to Nigeria. That shows now that, again, evidence is clear that we were not one before the invasion of the British government or the colony or the colonial master or the empire, whatever name you want to call, into our geographical space. àwọn èèyàn rò pé Nàìjíríà yẹn is something tí Elédùmarè kan gbé wá látó abẹ́múgbá náà ni. ṣé ẹ̀ ń fà lórí tébù ni àbẹ́ wọ́n ń dà ìṣẹ́tẹ̀ sínú oúnjẹ tẹ̀ ń jẹ? níbo ni Nàìjíríà ti jẹ́ ìtọ́lọ̀ǹda? níbo ni Nàìjíríà ti jẹ́ ìtọ́lọ̀ǹda ni mò ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ yín. níbo ni Nàìjíríà ti jẹ́ ìntí Ọlọ́run dá? I'm just asking because ẹ̀yin tẹ̀ ń sọ pé Ọlọ́run ló dá Nàìjíríà o àbí ẹ̀mú nǹkan yóò ni. níbo ni Ọlọ́run ti dá Nàìjíríà? níbo ni Ọlọ́run ti dá Nàìjíríà? Ọlọ́run dá Nàìjíríà. èèyàn bíi tiwa ló change orúkọ yẹn tá fi wà nínú wàhálà tá wà nínú ẹ̀. There are still questions about whether thousands of items held at large institutions globally, mo sọ fún yín pé àgbáyé là ń bá jà, globally, including the British Museum, will ever be returned. Including the British Museum, whether it will ever be returned. Kí ni ìdí tí wọ́n ṣe jí àwọn nǹkan yẹn, knowing fully well that it does not belong to them, láti fi pa ìtàn wa rẹ́. Ìtàn yẹn lẹ́yìn wá fi ń ṣeré, tẹni ká lọ dìbò fún Tinubu, kẹni ká lọ dìbò fún Atiku àti Peter Obi. Ìtàn tí àìtí resolve, ẹ̀tún ní ká tún continue ẹ̀. Tá a bá tẹ mọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀, ṣé kẹ̀lẹ̀bẹ̀ wà lójú wa àmọ́ nísìn pẹ̀lú gbogbo ohun tó ń lọ tẹ́ ń gbọ́ lọ́tún lọ́sì. At least paper Nigeria ṣàlùkọ ilé kíyàn tẹ́ ẹ̀ gbọ́ ilé pé London Museum àwọn Benin artifact ibo ló yẹ kó wà gangan. Even if Nigeria was the way it is, ibo gangan ṣé UK ló yẹ kó máa gbé ni àbí Nigeria? £1 is 9.45 naira today. Ṣé UK ló jẹ́ kí Benin artifact àwọn bronze ńláńlá yẹn ṣáà ti mọ àwọn bronze yẹn, ṣé UK ló yẹ kó wà ní àbí Nigeria ló yẹ kó wà? And this headline says London Museum, kò ń ṣe big museum lélẹ́yìí tó fẹ́ dá nǹkan padà o, just a small, kódà mo tẹ́ mọ̀ pé kan wà tó èmi náà ṣe gbọ́ ni pé museum kan wà ní south east wà ń bẹ̀ yẹn ní pẹ́kàn mo mọ̀ pé museum wà káàkiri àsáwọn náà wà lára àwọn tó tọ́jú nǹkan pamọ́. Àádẹ́rì ọmọ àlè Nàìjíríà nísìn tó wà ní UK bóyá wọ́n bá wọn ṣe cleaning nínú museum yẹn, wọ́n pọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ìmí ń bá wọn dáná, oríṣiríṣi iṣẹ́ ló wà nílùú yìí. Museum tó tọ́jú history wa, àwa lọ fọbọ́ níbẹ̀, à ń nùdí níbẹ̀, à ń ṣe nǹkan kan, oríṣiríṣi iṣẹ́ là ń ṣe nílùú yìí, which is okay, ká ṣáà ti survive. But in tó jẹ́ history wa, wọ́n bá wa tọ́jú ẹ̀ pamọ́ síbí, àwọn fi ń gba owó, ìmí ń gba owó lórí ẹ̀. Ìwọ kẹ̀rẹ́ ló wà nílé nísìn, ìwọ tẹ̀ lọ sọ fún British pé ó fẹ́ wá wo Benin bronze, pé torí ẹ̀ ló ṣe fẹ́ wá UK, and see if you get a visa. Try the process. Àti gba visa ní UK wá kò ń ṣe tó máa ń pẹ́, within 2 months. Try that process and send me an email pé oh, you just want to come and visit London Museum. Àwọn ọmọ tó 30 years, ìwọ 40 tó ń wò mí bí ojú kolobo tá à ń pariwo Yorùbá nation tó ní kí ló ń sọ. Àwọn ọmọ 30 years old ló máa decide visa. Ó lè ní kó lọ wo lórí YouTube. Nǹkan tó jẹ́ àwọn bàbá ńlá wa a sọ fún ẹ pé kó lọ wo lórí YouTube. Thank you so much, Mr. Olayomi Koiki. And I hope you're enjoying your flags. A ní kó lọ wo lórí YouTube because àwọn young British ló máa determine visa ẹ. And that is why we are saying for us to progress. Okay, you just passed Trafalgar Square. Let's read a little bit into this. Ẹ má bínú pé mo lè show yín ní àwọn images yẹn. When we do the software, you'll be able to see it. A small museum, small up pé kò ń ṣe big o. Àwa kọ́ àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké láti school. Wọ́n ní college ní museum, wọ́n ti organize ẹ̀. Àwa jókòó. That is Benin Museum, Benin bronze in 18 years. All this was even stolen before the 1914 amalgamation. Nígbà tó bá ti mọ̀ pé àwọn tí ń lọ, wọ́n destroy, wọ́n bà nǹkan jẹ́, wọ́n bà ìran wa jẹ́, ìran yẹn lèmi wá ń sáré ẹ̀, èyí wá ń compare mi àti Tinubu. Ṣé Tinubu ń sáré ìran ẹ̀? Ẹni tó bá débẹ̀, ó máa lọ dá padà, á ṣe nǹkan kan pẹ̀lú àwọn kìnìún tó wà níbẹ̀. You think Tinubu has that power anymore to change anything? yes ó lè ṣe ṣe bí òun ni Ọ̀ṣun state governor náà executive order ọdún mélòó ló máa lò á lo 8 years APC náà tún padà wá tún reverse ẹ̀ ṣé nonsense tá fi máa ṣe náà nìyẹn kí ayé tiwa máa kí ó máa dá. Ìbéèrè ni o. A small museum in southeast London has begun the official process of returning looted Benin bronze to Nigeria. Kò ń ṣe ẹyọ kan, kò ń ṣe méjì, kò ń ṣe mẹ́ta. Báwo ló ṣe dé bí? Ìrìn àjò wo ló rìn? Ṣé wọ́n gbà á lọ́wọ́ àwọn ọba wa níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn-ún pẹ̀lú pé a gbé fún yín o, ẹ lọ lò ó fún bíi 200 years, tẹ bá lò ó tán kẹdà padà. Ìjà tá à ń jà kan ní sinú nìyẹn pé inter amalgamate ṣe jẹ́ ká ṣe official ẹ̀ náà láti UK ká dissolve kìíní náà ká amalgamate. They are not talking about that. All they are talking about is trade. All they are talking about is go and get your PVC. If they rig election, we will not give them. Ẹ̀ ń sọ fún àwọn criminals pé wọ́n ní wá sí UK. Kí ni kan politician nísìn? Àwọn náà ti mọ̀ pé UK ti fẹ́ lé wọ́n ní wá sí UK mọ́. Wọ́n ń lọ Barbados. Wọ́n ń lọ àwọn ìlú tó ní soft landing. Ọ̀dẹ̀ ni wọ́n pè wá. UK rò pé ọ̀dẹ̀ ni gbogbo wa bí. The same process tó ń ṣe nísìnyí tó fi ń dá bronze padà. Ṣe the same thing ká fi disamalgamate Nàìjíríà. Kólúkálukú wà bí a ṣe bá wa. Ibi nǹkan tá ń sọ nìyẹn. Ṣé báwo nìyẹn ṣe fẹ́ mú jà wá? Báwo ni ìyẹn tá ń sọ yẹn, báwo ló ṣe fẹ́ mú ìjà wá láàrin gbogbo ẹ̀yà tí wọ́n kó papọ̀? Bákan ṣàlẹ̀ bá wa nígbà tẹ́ máa dé. Ṣe jẹ́ ká jókòó nísìn ká tún ṣe the same thing kólúkálukú máa lọ náà. Ibi nǹkan tá ń sọ nìyẹn. Àwọn ni wọ́n nígbà. Èmi dẹ̀ sọ fún yín pé tí wọ́n ò bá nígbà a gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe pẹ̀lẹ́rẹ́. We must be ready to defend it because nobody is coming to help you. And if somebody like Igboho pulls back, bí atọ́lọ́run bá tún ní kẹ́lòmí tún sọ̀kalẹ̀ wá o. But for now, àìtí rẹ̀ ló kankan tó sọ̀kalẹ̀. Ẹ má ti Igboho pa. Ó jẹ́ kí n wá ti dádì tiẹ̀ pa. Torí pé mo rò pé dádì tiẹ̀ máa gbé wa dé Yoruba nation àbí mọ́mì tiẹ̀. Let's continue. The Monument Museum. Orúkọ museum ẹ̀ wọ́n pè ní the Honeyman Museum, which house a collection of 72 treasury items. Tó bá sọ pé nǹkan treasury in tó ní value in tó wà important síran wa, whether directly that belongs to the Yorubas or indirectly that belongs to another ethnic groups. But 72 treasuries nǹkan tó ṣe pàtàkì tó ní value àwọn bá wa tọ́jú ẹ̀ pamọ́ síbí. A ṣe wá ń negotiate ẹ kó fún wa àwa la ní. Ó dà pọ́n lóyìnbó kan racist mass kan òyìnbó yẹn nísìn. Àwa la ní kinní yìí ẹ má yẹ kó wà ní UK. Àwọn èèyàn tiwa náà wà nílé tó fẹ́ rí àwọn wọ́n ò rí kinní ẹlòmíì bàbá ẹ̀ tó fi kú kò rí kinní yẹn. Ìwọ nísìn wọn ní fún ẹ ní visa kó wá sí UK má ṣe o. I just hope they can give you visa but they will not. Kò ń ṣe pé because wọ́n mọ̀ pé anybody tó bá fún ní visa à ń sá lọ ni. Ìbí wọ́n ṣe bí àtọ́fẹ́ mi náà èmi mo pín wọn padà. Ìbí mi àti mo dé bí mo bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń sọ nǹkan mi pé mo lọ́mọ. Ìjà tá à ń jà nìyẹn o. Ìjà tá à ń jà pé kí ìran wa kó padà sí ibi tó ti wà tẹ́lẹ̀ rí káwọn òyìnbó tó dé. Torí àwọn òyìnbó bá wa ní àlàáfíà ni kó tó di pé wọ́n tọwọ́ bọ gbogbo ẹ̀ left and right. And that now takes me into the journey of níbo ni kíní tiwa. àti pé ọdún wo ẹ wá gbọ́ years UK try gan ṣá ó yẹ ká gbèdì fún wọn tó bá sọ pé ìlú tó try gan UK no UK try UK no wọ́n gbìyànjú bàbá ni wọ́n ó yẹ ká ṣí fìlà fún wọn ni very very manipulative people, not their citizens but those in the power, because àwa ti súnmọ́ àwọn ọmọ wọn dáadáa. Èmi ti jáde lọ sí different protests nílùú yìí tó ń ṣe protest àwọn Yorùbá nìkan bí Igbo náà, mo ń sọ pé protest àwọn òyìnbó tó ń bínú sí ìlú yìí fún àwọn atrocities tó ti ṣe níta. Àwọn ń bínú, àwa ń jójó ẹlẹ́lẹ́yà, à ń ṣe APC, PDP, Labour Party. Àwọn ọmọ wọn gan bínú to the government of the atrocity they've done around the world. Ó ń tì wọ́n lójú, kò tì àwa lójú. Ó ń tì àwọn òyìnbó ọmọ wọn, ó ń tì wọ́n lójú pé gbogbo tí máa gbọ́ níta kọ́ ni máa ń lè sọ ni. Kò dẹ́ ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ lálẹ́ ṣe interview pé a gbé sórí kámẹ́rà nígbà tí queen kú yẹn nínú bẹ̀ yẹn ẹ fi pé gbogbo àwọn kan ṣe èpè gidi, èpè bámbà ló ń ṣẹ́ fún. Kò ń ṣe táwọn kọ́ lè record ni pé kí ló dé tó yìí. Èpè ńlá èpè ẹ rò pé gbogbo àwọn tó lọ síbẹ̀ ló wà happy pé ó kú ni. Wọ́n fi nǹkan sìn lọ ni tó já wọn pure òyìnbó ni mò ń sọ yìí, tó ń ṣe òyìnbó tó wà diluted. Ìwọ tí yà ń jẹ nílé tó ò tí mọ left and right ẹ tàdé ń sọ fún ẹ pé ọ̀nà tí a lè fi kúrò nísìn ni pé kólúkálùkù dá wà gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìlú. Ìwọ ń sọ̀rọ̀ politics nínú nǹkan tó wà nílẹ̀ yìí. Ọ̀rọ̀ politics kan ló wà nílẹ̀ mọ́ nísìn. It is far beyond politics. Let's go a little bit. The Animal Museum, which houses a collection of 72 treasury items. Ẹ gbọ́ bí báyìí o. Farabalẹ̀ kó gbọ́ o, torí ò ní gbọ́ yẹn nísìn. Èyí tí mo ti sọ pé a máa ṣe kinní kan yẹn ló máa cut. Farabalẹ̀ kó gbọ́ bí báyìí. Were taken by force from Benin City in 1897. Kò ń ṣe pé a fún wọn by will pé ẹ mọ̀ pé ọ̀tọ̀ ni pé everything you're going we love it, take keep it for us after 300 years maybe our people will come and take it. They were taken by force. Wọ́n gbà báyìí ẹ̀yin wá ní ẹ fẹ́ gba Yorùbá nation ẹ wá ń sọ òyìnbó pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́ àbí ti serious. Just bronze lásán, bronze mo tẹ̀lé sọ pé lásán because these are treasuries. Kì máa lo language yẹn mi gan rí mo dá padà. These are treasuries that àwọn bàbá kan ṣe wàhálà fún, àwọn bàbá kan kọ́ tó rí ṣe ìmí kú sórí ẹ̀. Thank you so much Mr. Bayo Ade Oba for the super chat. Mo rí ìyá mi comfort. These are treasuries that some people died while they were making them. And the UK government, well, Kimatelu government, the UK Empire, the colony, in 1897, took them by force. Àwa fẹ́ gba Yorùbá nation. Àwa ń sọ pé ẹja tẹ̀sílò ẹnu ẹ ti dùn jù. Bó ṣe fẹ́ gbé yẹn kò lè lọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹja jókòó, ẹja lọ bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀. Àwọn take nǹkan by force, the UK colony. Murimbe Bishop Adesina. You see why I get angry? Because àárín wọn lèmi gbé. Mo sorry gan, èmi ò gbé nílùú mi. Kì má dárúkọ ìlú kan má ní bí a mò ń báyàn kan sọ̀rọ̀ pé mò ń ta sí náà. Ibi tèmi gbé lélẹ̀ for 24 years. And mo de ìyà ò dẹ̀ jẹ mí. Mo wà okay. Sọ pé mi ò ní láti máa lọ sórí iṣẹ́ pé a fẹ́ fọbọ́ òun ló easy jù láti get nílùú yìí kò ní di experience kankan kitchen porter but with dignity with love ni màá fi ṣe with love ni òṣìṣẹ́ máa fi respect mi. Ǹjẹ́ ìwọ tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní bókà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá lẹ́ni nísìn ǹjẹ́ wọ́n fi ọ̀wọ̀ yẹn wọ̀n ẹ́ ǹjẹ́ wọ́n fi ọ̀wọ̀ wọ̀ ẹ́ pé iṣẹ́ fọbọ́fọbọ́ ló ń ṣe ní anywhere nílẹ̀ Yorùbá lẹ́ni kò ń ṣe pé à ń tutọ́ síra wa lójú ni. UK ṣe rí pé wọ́n dákẹ́ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation ṣe rí pé UK rọra dákẹ́ because wọ́n calculate so many things. So ṣe rí ìtawà ṣì ń sọ pé they are calculating 500 things ahead and 10,000 things that would defend it. But in 1897 ẹ bá mi ṣe calculation yẹn 1897 ẹ má ti mọ púpọ̀ mo fẹ́ ká máa break it down mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ ṣe mistake ẹ bá wa calculate dáadáa 1897 ẹ yọ kúrò nínú 1914 how many years was that? Mo kọ́kọ́ fẹ́ mú pé 1914 19 is not 18 àbí ẹ yọ 1914 kúrò nínú 1897 kátẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ wo ìgbà how long sígbà wo kọ́tẹ̀ tó di pé wọ́n pè wá ní Nàìjíríà ẹ mad èyí tẹ̀ ń sọ pé kákọ̀ lọ gba Yorùbá nation bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ká má di pé a prepare láti jáde tán ẹ̀kọ́ ìkíní ti ń pẹ́ jù ṣé ẹ̀ ń tọ́ truth is it 125 years so we agree that 125 years the British already stole because èmi ò nílò òyìnbó pé wọ́n force wọ́n jí ni olè ni wọ́n they stole the Benin bronze àti dé nísìnyí o èèyàn kan sọ 73 kan sọ 125 ìmọ̀lá tún já sí báyìí nísìnyí problem tá a máa ní nísìnyí nìyẹn ṣé you didn't get the question right. I am saying that between 1897 sí 1914 how many years ló wà láàrin ẹ̀ ṣé àmọ́ má sí ni à ń sọ nǹkan tó ń dùn wá lọ́kàn ìwọ wá ń sọ pé òun compare pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ Tinubu ṣé politics là ń ṣe níbí báyìí ẹ ti mad gbogbo yín 73 years àwọn èèyàn tẹ̀ mọ́ máa ẹ kí mi lo calculator mi níbí báyìí tí mo tẹ̀ mọ́ bí ta já sí gan sef oríṣiríṣi mo kàn rí bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn lo calculator mi so 1914 minus 19 náà pé gbogbo èèyàn mọ́ mass èlòmí kan gẹ̀ẹ́sì ni 1914 minus 18 ẹ má orí ẹ máa tí bá sọ fúnra mi nísìnyí mo wọ screen mọ ẹ ti dà mí lórí rú 17 years. So láàárín 17 years wọ́n ti pè wá ní Nàìjíríà à ń jẹ́ kingdom ìwọ máa lè ìwọ wá ń sọ nísìnyí pé ọ̀rọ̀ politics là ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ for 17 years the British colony wọ́n dàgbòrú láti ilẹ̀ Benin dé Ọ̀yọ́ empire dé north or the northern empire the eastern empire wọ́n dàgbòrú rẹpẹtẹ 17 years nígbà tó wá di 17 years tán wọ́n ṣe wá ní ok kí lẹ́nu ẹ fẹ́ náà lugard yẹn ṣe tó wá dé ìyá máa ti jẹran wa o lédùmarè ọba o àwọn èèyàn wá rò pé eré là ń ṣe wọn ní owó tá à ń gbà lórí ẹ̀ à ń sọ pé ìran wa treasury tí wọ́n jí ní 1897 ó dẹ̀ jókòó sí ní UK látìgbà yẹn ká bèsè lédùmarè o wọ́n jí nǹkan láti 1897 by force ni wọ́n kọ sínú pépà mi báyìí by force ni wọ́n pè by force kò ṣe pé wọ́n gbà pé by force ni wọ́n gbà àwọn ń sọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation àwọn kan wá ń sọ̀rọ̀ diplomatic àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ we are all in deep shit. Should we remain in Nigeria? Ó kàn máa yàtọ̀ síra wọn ni. ó máa ṣe kí ni ó máa yàtọ̀ síra wọn ni àwa kan máa ṣì máa ayé á máa lọ ẹ̀yin kan ẹ̀ wà nínú ìlà ìlò. Gunpoint èèyàn kan tó ń rán mi létí pé làámọ́lẹ̀ dáadáa they collect it on gunpoint. Kò ń ṣe pé àwọn bàbá àjọ náà lọ́hùn wọ́n gbé fún wọn no. Ìgbà tó wá jí tán wọ́n tún destroy so many of those empires. Wọ́n fọ́ sí wẹ́wẹ́ wọ́n fọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀. Èèyàn kan ní from 1897 to 2022 is 125 years. Okay. After 125 years, they are planning to return it. Eshegoni. I think that was what Truth was trying to explain there then. After 125 years. Whoa, it's that father, no, by you. British. And in 14 years, they may look to auto be with me lower. Internal time process, another 10 years. I think, anyway. Ṣé bá ṣe fẹ́ wà nìyẹn lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation ká máa fi ṣe ẹlẹ́lẹ́yà mò ń bèrè ni o ká máa fi ṣe ẹlẹ́lẹ́yà ká máa kàn oríkàlùkù wọn release the voice note nínú WhatsApp group tó ẹ kó lọ máa ronú pé irú kí ni wọ́n máa fi defend ilẹ̀ yẹn Mr. Koiki ní gbogbo nǹkan kí lẹ máa fún wa. When we should all go and look into anything tactical láti fi defend ara wa from àwọn machineries tó ti kó sísàlẹ̀ tó ń pè ní the Fulanis terrorists. Àwọn èèyàn ò ní kankan wọn ò níbi kankan tó ń lọ́jú pé kó pààyàn kó bá yàwó yín sùn kó bá girlfriend yín sùn kó disvirgin àwọn ọmọ yín etí gbọ́ pé ní ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì kan ní sẹ̀lẹ̀ kan ní Ogun State nínú ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì ló ti bá ọmọ yẹn sùn. Èmi ni ọ̀dọ̀ mi lẹ ti máa kọ́ gbọ́n yàn rí. We are just 10 minutes away to the end of the program. Let me just go a little bit more. Thank you so much. It's 125 years lọ́sẹ̀ fi dá padà, but it was 17 years after that lọ́sẹ̀ tí wọ́n amalgamate Nigeria. Wọ́n bá kingdom ní. Àwọn ń pera wa ní ìran ọmọ aládé, àwọn kan wá ní gbẹ́gbẹ́nugbẹ́nu sáhùn ìran ọmọ aládé wo Tinubu ni kó lọ ṣe náà. Oh, and these guys, please, can we call in? I'm about to be Johnny. I'm a kọjá bẹ́ẹ̀ nìyẹn. About to be sing back call. I vote le lórí number. 1897. 17 years after that, Nigeria now become a name, not a country. Ìyà máa jẹ wá gan ṣá o lọ́wọ́ àwọn òyìnbó yìí. So nígbà tí wọ́n tẹ̀ wá tún amalgamate 17 years after it was a Benin kingdom or your empire in town ló nìyẹn tẹ́lẹ̀. We were using kingdom olúkàlùkù ní kingdom ẹ̀ adé ń bára wa ṣe à ń ṣòwò. After that lọ́sẹ̀ wa amalgamate Nigeria a ṣẹ̀ tún wá jà kó tó fún wa ní independent in 1960. Ẹ rí pé we are good people to now say a kàn máa gbá Yorùbá nation bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni. Really? Are you sure? Without putting this strength behind it. Remember, èmi kọ́ ni mo kọ article yìí, ó wà lórí Gazette, and I can share the link because ẹlòmíràn ní ń gbọ́dọ̀ ti kà á mọ̀ kó mú gọ̀ọ́ ló máa sọ yẹn ṣé gbogbo tí mò ń kà nísìn orí ọ̀fẹ́ ni mò ń kà bí. So let me share the link for the benefit of those of you at home. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa tẹ́ wà nílé ẹ jẹ́ kí inú máa bí gan torí pé tá a bá jáde fún super rally gbogbo tẹ́ ti gbọ́ for 3 years on all the platforms, we will use that to react. Gbogbo tẹ́ ti gbọ́ good ni bad ni ugly ni ta ló rántí fíìmù yẹn The Good, Bad and the Ugly fíìmù yẹn ti pẹ́. Ìyẹn kan tó rán mi létí Benin Kingdom, Ọ̀yọ́ Empire, Ẹ̀gbá Kingdom. Link yẹn nìyẹn o tẹ́ bá fẹ́ lọ wò. In the UK, the more you look, the less you see. Abracadabra. UK. bọ́dẹ̀ ṣe máa máa fẹ̀yìn sí lélẹ̀ wọ́n ní you want more tea ọmọ tètè máa wo environment depending ibi tó bá lọ ní o you want more tea yẹn wọ́n lè dé mọ́lẹ̀ mọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ and they are very very diplomatic mo like wọn gbogbo tá à ń ṣe nísìn Clint Eastwood yeah the good bad and the ugly let's complete this conversation here and again a ti sọ̀rọ̀ nípa trade a sọ̀rọ̀ nípa gbọ́dọ̀ tó sálọ nísìn ok òun lè lè yẹ ìyàwó Buhari mo kàn lọ rí ni mo ṣe ń fún mi ní. Now officially handed over ownership of the artifact to Nigerian government on Monday. Okay, they've handed over this one, but there's still a lot. The museum described the museum described the looted object or disputed the looted object as moral and appropriate response after a request from Nigerian National Commission for Museums and Monuments, NCMM. There are now still questions about whether thousands of items held at the large institution globally, including the British Museum, will ever be returned. Some people might be saying, how does this relate to Yoruba nation? Or how does it relate to Nigerian politics? It is all embedded. The more you look, the less you will see. That's why they're coming. Hey, let's talk about our trade. Nigerian people, you will get student visa. 66,000 of us are now studying here in UK that will never return back to Nigeria. If you return, you know what will happen to you. Because the kind of freedom that you have enjoyed it be a dakulo attempted in Nigeria. But when you were funny student visa recently, the more you taste this country, don't go and try everything I am saying in that country. In your tweet last Sunday, ìyàwó Buhari, ewu tó wà nísìn. However, the sixth object returned. Nínú 73 tó wà lọ́wọ́ nínú 73 tó wà nínú small museum yẹn mẹ́fà péré ló sì fi dá padà. Mo sọ fún yín èmi mo sọ lẹ́ǹkan gbà tán wá ní wọ́n ti dá padà yẹn mo sọ pé kèbí àgbègbè lọ dá padà 6 nínú kan 72 wọ́n dá mẹ́fà padà. However, the first face by face náà fi dá padà nìyẹn o tó bá ti ní first pé wọ́n lè máa bí wá pé bọ́lá máa kó sí. The British government will be asking us níbo la fẹ́ kó sí tá bá kó dé Nàìjíríà padà. Kéṣó wà safe níbi tá fẹ́ kó lọ. They will be asking all kind of questions. Ìyàn kan ní 90% that runs back home will run mad. But everybody is thinking, kí n wá school ní UK. Okay, fine, come and school here, it's good. But tó bá ṣe tán ní school, wàá ríṣẹ́, but advantage tó ní nílùú òní lè lọ ṣe. Ó kù 66 bẹ́ẹ̀ ní Sunday. So ìgbà ọlọ́run adá 66 yẹn gba padà báyìí. Lọ́dún wọn lọ́ fẹ́ dá yẹn padà. I don't know. Let's go forward. The first 6 objects returned include 2 Benin bronze plaques from the royal palace. Ọmọọba, àwọn ọmọọba wa dẹni tó wà níta. Àwọn ṣe ẹlòmíì ò tẹ̀mọ́ tó ń ṣe níta. Ṣe doctor, wàá rò pé òun ti wà okay. Ìwọ ọmọọba. They were handed over to Nigerian officials at a ceremony marking the transfer of ownership of 72 looted items. But mẹ́fà ló ṣe dá padà. Ó kù 66. Ẹ̀gbọ́n kan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ o. The items were taken from Benin City, but a mọ̀ pé taken here by force by the British troops in February 1897. The British troop in 1897. Nick Marima, the chief executive of Monima Museum and Gardens, and Abba Tijani, the director general, were asked by journalists ahead of the official handover if they were frustrated about the British Museum's apparent reluctance to hand over 900 objects it had held for more than a century. Kí ló ń pè ní century ẹjọ́? Ó kọ́ ha so 100 years ní century náà àbí? Something that is 100 years. I think I'm right. Century. Wọ́n bá wa tọ́jú nǹkan pamọ́ 900 objects. Mo kí n yàwá rúkà yàtọ̀ mọ́ mi. 100 years. I was right. Àti wọ wàhálà gidi. If you give room for 2023, just reason I cite you, my brother. Some say we should open the phone line. And I hope when we open our phone line, we stick to just because software landlord, a phone landlord rather. We should just take Maria to be my cabo sorietoma. Ejeka sticks to the studio line and stream Lori Koiki Media, Instagram. Apart from àmọ́ ẹni tó bá pè mí á jẹ́ pé ẹni tó wà aware pé mo wà online, but ìwọ tó bá mọ̀ pé mo wà online nísìn mo bẹ̀ yín. Let's just stick to the studio line. I'll run it for 1 hour maximum. Mo fẹ́ lọ sùn ní tí bá ti ṣetán. So I'll take calls so that you can have your own input as usual. Mo bẹ̀ má divert mi kúrò. Declaration mo gbọ́ yẹn níbí báyìí. O lè ṣí page tiẹ̀ náà kó sọ yẹn. Ibi tí mo ń sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí ní ká dúró lé lórí. I'm not interested in any other conversation apart from ọ̀nà mẹ́ta láti sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí. O lè mú nínú ẹ̀. A sọ̀rọ̀ lórí 5.5 billion trade láàrin àwa àti UK. Nínú ẹ̀ 3 billion ní UK máa fún wa nínú tó ń gbé bọ̀. A ti sọ̀rọ̀ lórí kí la tún sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí student visa. Tọ̀nà fáwọn ọmọ Nigeria. 66,000 of you have got student visa, which is about 2.5 billion according to CBN. A dẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ lórí artifact. That is more than enough to discuss. Tó bá wá rí kankan sọ nínú mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta yẹn, tó wá jẹ́ pé nǹkan mi ló fẹ́ sọ, má bother. Just, keep that to yourself. You can write it in the comment section, but not when I open the phone line, which is already open. So we're only going to be having the line open for 1 hour. That means, I have to be sitting down for another 1 hour. At the automatically, we've started from Starr Radio, so that if you want me to come back in the night and we can have more conversation, I need to go and take a bit of nap, And that's why we don't want to be staying here all day. So the line is open. You know the studio number. And if you don't know it, it's +44 74 0440 5917. The question is, if they've done this damage since 1897 till date, it makes it 125 years. Do you think that this damage, mo fẹ́ rephrase it, because damage ni pé wọ́n gbà nǹkan tó ń ṣe tiwọn. So psychologically, ṣé mo pé tó bá jẹ́ pé àwọn òyìnbó ni, wàá ti máa claim stress pé in tó jẹ́ tiwa, but ẹ mọ̀ pé Africa lẹ́yìn nísìn wọ́n kà yín kùn. Tó bá jẹ́ pé òyìnbó ní reverse, oríṣiríṣi insurance ló ti máa claim ní lórí. And let's go straight to the first caller. I say good morning. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the program. Ẹ bá mute background yẹn, ẹ ti wọlé.
Hello.
Ẹ ti wà on, ẹ mute ti background yẹn àbí kẹ́ pa daddy. Ẹ go ahead.
Ẹ kú iṣẹ́ náà o, mo gbọ́ nǹkan tẹ́ ń sọ. Èmi náà ka kíní yẹn, kíní 5 billion yẹn.
Okay.
Orí gbogbo ẹ̀. Then nǹkan tí mo tún fẹ́ sọ ni yí pé, ṣé ẹ mọ̀ yí pé àwọn òyìnbó ló change orúkọ wa.
Okay.
Ẹ mọ̀ bí àwọn India ti ṣe. Àwọn India ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé ọ̀tọ̀ lórúkọ tó ń pe Bombay àti
Mumbai
àti Madras tẹ́lẹ̀.
Yeah.
Ìgbà tó yẹ wọ́n change sí
Mumbai, yeah.
àti Chennai. Kí ló dé táwa ò lè change orúkọ tiwa tó wá gbé Nàìjíríà lé wa lọ́wọ́ tá a lè ṣe Yorùbá?
Okay.
Ibi tí nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ fàyọ nìyẹn.
Okay, ṣé tá bá wá change ẹ̀, ṣé ìyẹn máa jẹ́ fún entity tiwa nìkan àbí the whole of the country? Ṣé mo ti get àárín
The
yẹn?
whole of the country, Hausa ò máa jẹ́ Hausa tiẹ̀, Yorùbá ò máa jẹ́ Yorùbá, Igbo ò máa jẹ́ Igbo.
Okay.
Ìtàn fi pè wá ní Nàìjíríà.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sir.
What is the meaning of Nigeria? Nigeria ò ní meaning now.
That has been the argument. If the British government is negotiating something like the artifact, why is it not possible for us to have that change? If I'm right, in content trial, Tony Abi. Well, I mean, the British government is trying to be smart, not to be involved in this agitation of the Biafra and the Yorubas. And the reason why... because that makes dirty shame. But it will be good for them. Look, there can still be truce in TRUC. Actually, need truce. And what that means is the British can say, you know what, we know there has been a mistake, and everybody goes separately. And what they'll do is they'll give us timeline to I'm take country and let's say, but they'll give us timeline to sort out some of the nitty-gritty to wà láàrin wa. Ìjà ò ní láti wà láàrin gbogbo wa rárá. Kò á ní láti yọ ìbọn ká kúnra wa ká para wa. No, but for that to happen without bloodshed, the UK government must quickly intervene. Are they going to intervene is the question.
Yes.
That's it. Gbogbo tá à ń sọ yìí, gbogbo tá à ń ṣe yìí, ó máa dàbí vaporization. Pium. Àkọ́mọ̀ pé ọmọ. That's it. The same way. And gbogbo wàhálà tá à ń ṣe, tí n bá dẹ̀ fi lọ gbé ní north, màmá pé sàríà mo máa fi gbé níbẹ̀, tí n bá fẹ́ lọ gbé nílẹ̀ Ìgbò, kò síjà nínú yẹn. In tó take wọn tó fi take wọn ní wọn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sà, mo ń gbọ́ yín sà.
Oníkálukú á ní kíní tí oníkálukú á ní òfin tí oníkálukú á wà ní territory ẹ̀.
Parọ́ dáadé.
Gbogbo tó ń dánwò wọn ò lè dánwò láwọn Middle East ẹ̀ wọn ò lè dánwò bẹ́ẹ̀ láyé wọn tó bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n á gé orí wọn dànù.
Àwọn ọ̀dẹ̀ fẹ́ gé orí wọn because a sì nífẹ̀ẹ́ wọn even quote and unquote bá a tẹ̀ nífẹ̀ẹ́ wọn akọ̀ọ̀ká máa sọ yẹn a sì nífẹ̀ẹ́ wọn but the thing is irú artifact ọkọ lọ yẹn tó bá jẹ́ pé òyìnbó gangan ní reverse ẹ̀ wá ti máa complain nípa orí fífọ́ àwọn ti wà stress ẹ̀mí àwọn ti fẹ́ bọ́ but èyí tẹ̀ wá ń lé nísìn lọ ní o fẹ́ gba visa láti wá wo kinní wọn ní fún ẹ ní visa yẹn and that's a fact.
Gbogbo visa tó ń fún àwọn student tó ń sọ pé student visa ẹ̀rọ tó ń sọ yẹn.
Student number is incorrect.
Nǹkan kan wà ń di student visa yẹn ṣe rí nígbà tó bá yá wọ́n ní táwọn èèyàn bá ti lo ọdún méjì lẹ́yìn tó bá ti parí iléèwé wọn kó tó padà sílé.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sà.
tó ń sọ nìyẹn meanwhile wọ́n ti gba owó gbogbo owó tó fẹ́ make wọ́n ti make ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ àwọn student.
21,000 ní.
Wọ́n ti jẹ funfun ní ẹyin pupa ní ẹyin wọ́n wá sọ èyí tó kù sọnù.
ẹni tó bá wá ṣe tán a máa wá bó ṣe fẹ́ wá immigration lawyer to ma transfer student visa and sí work visa be whatever permit and that takes a lot of money as well. Ó máa take a lot of owó. Process yẹn ó máa ń wọ́n gan kó tó lè ṣe conversion. Wọ́n dẹ̀ tighten immigration rules yẹn ìyẹn làwọn immigration lawyer ṣe ń jẹun.
Wọ́n tó pa owó fún àwọn solicitors.
Òun náà ni bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ parọ́ dáadé ọgbọ́n ni ẹ parọ́ dáadé ọ̀dà ẹ ṣe gan ni bàbá wa iṣẹ́ ńlá gidi ni education nílé tá à ń ṣe yìí nígbà tí wọ́n wà classroom ni kò easy kọ́lọ̀ kó gbàkóso ẹ ṣe gan ni dáadé mi àwọn èèyàn pé intern ránṣẹ́ yìí bẹ́ẹ̀ tó wà ní mo ti ń change number ẹ̀ má bínú it's meant to be mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin ìyàwó Sekinat Ọmọwùnmí ẹ̀yin fine sisters wa ọlọ́run bá ń dó tì yín ẹlòmíì kò rọ́kọ ẹlòmíì ò rọ́mọ ẹlòmíì ò rí ìyàwó àwa sọnù bí òkò akọlọ káàkiri bí ẹṣọ oníwòlímọ̀ ẹja lọ sí the next caller quickly. Hello caller. ẹ káàbọ̀ sá ẹ káàsùn sá.
ilẹ̀ bá fi wọ́n ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ sí Nàìjíríà ni.
Okay.
To be honest, Nàìjíríà ń ṣèlú.
Okay. All right. Bàbá yìí ní Nàìjíríà kì í ṣèlú.
Ẹ lè jáde lọ́tún ọkàn ìlú tẹ́ pé nígbà tí màá fi kúrò ní 10 years ago mo kúrò tẹ́ pé ìmọ̀ye tí mò ń ná ti bá jáde. Nísìnyí tẹ́ bá mú 10,000 dání hardly ló máa fi jẹ́ báyìí wọlé padà.
10,000. Okay.
Everywhere corruption. Everywhere corruption. Bẹ̀jáde pẹ̀lú corruption everywhere kò síbi tí ló jẹ́ wà òkè ara. Nípa ti UK fún èèyàn ní student visa.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sà.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá rántí nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nígbà Census.
Òun náà ni mo ti pin ẹ̀ mọ́ òun gangan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ gangan ni go ahead.
Táwọn youth jáde. So àwọn youth tó jáde yẹn àwọn remaining youth tó kù yẹn làwọn fẹ́ kó lọ sí UK. In case tó bá fẹ́ dín pé everything bóyá ìjọba Nàìjíríà tó ṣe anyhow àwọn bí arúgbó tí ẹ pé wọn ò náyà láti jáde.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Wọn náyà láti jáde wọn ní lè ṣe anything. Tó ṣe ń kó ọmọ youth wa tó ń kó wọn lọ sí.
And between last year till now, only 66,000 youths took a student visa at value of $2.5 billion.
And just stop when okay.
Thank you, Bashir Mustafa. Okay.
So, got my advice on a British passport or help come in African lower.
Ó wà lórí ọwọ́ ẹ̀.
Kò lè ever jẹ́ any citizen of tó jẹ́ funfun kó jẹ́ citizen wọ́n ti yọ before this now.
What a professor sorry Nigerian government. You're right.
Wọ́n ti yọ but nǹkan tí màá ṣáà máa sọ pé tí màá sọ pé ẹ̀ máa bá ṣe yí.
Ẹ ṣe gan ni.
Ọlọ́run yíwá débi
láìpẹ́ láìjìnà ẹ ṣe gan ni. Ọlọ́run máa fi ṣọ́ ẹ̀ṣọ́ yín tẹ́ máa fi padà sí base yín ẹ̀yin náà kẹ́dẹ̀ wà very careful. Thank you so much. Plus 4474 04405917 is the line, and it's just coming up to just about 9 minutes past 1 p.m. Bubwala were in danger, but our politicians want to play the card of PDP Oda. Mungbobo kan teba ribo knock APC. I think it was China was between the APC Kinekan Mukongbolo Twitter. So what he mess up brain àwọn ọ̀dọ́ tó wà nílé. So ẹlòmíì ò tẹ̀ mọ̀ ṣé Yorùbá ni kóhun tẹ̀lé, ṣé Igbo ni kóhun tẹ̀lé, ṣé Hausa ni. Everybody is now completely being messed up. But the fact is Nigeria cannot work. Hello caller. Ẹ káàbọ̀ bàbá wa.
Yes sir. Ẹ̀rọ sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Benin Bronze tí wọ́n fẹ́ dá padà.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sà.
Ẹ tí a lè sọ ìkan tó ń jí nílẹ̀ Yorùbá.
Kí ló ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ sọ? Ìtẹ̀ bá mọ̀ ẹ bá wa sọ́nù ẹ̀.
Mo kàn ń sọ ni gbogbo tó ń jí nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ká tó lè gba gbogbo nǹkan tó ń jí lọ́dọ̀ wa.
Oh yes, I mean there is evidence pé àwọn museum tó kù ní a lot of. Mo rántí pé nígbà tí bàbá wa Ọ̀jájá the second Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀ wá, I was privileged to at least attend some of those gatherings, let me put it that way. But there are some places that he visited, some were very, very sensitive, and they were talking about some of the things towards Gino or your empire as at that time. So there's quite a lot of in Conle Yoruba, not the one in the UK. But the thing is, are they going to return it? Okay. Amen. Thank you so much. The UK can still de-amalgamate the country, which they amalgamate. But are they going to do so? Is question that is still on the table. Hello, Bishop. Additional.
Hello, Koiki.
Gone.
Now, nǹkan tí àwọn tí ó jẹ́ olórí ẹgbẹ́ àǹkó àtàwà kan tá wà ní irúbẹ̀. Now, kò sí British government kankan tó máa pè wá láti di amalgamate wa. Àwa la máa take action. Kò àdé nílò láti ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ máa. Àti ní coalition with Biafra already. Tí a bá pe àwọn Biafra tá mọ̀ tí àwa ọmọ Yorùbá ta kóra wa jọ pọ̀ mọ́ tá bá wá àwọn ọmọ nọ́tánà kan ní UK bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ta kóra wa jọ pọ̀ tí gbogbo wa ta ṣáà fọ́ọ̀mù different little tribe of Nigeria that they organize that for meeting àwọn diplomats tó jóyìnbó níbẹ̀ yẹn tó jọ ọmọ UK tó jọ rẹ̀ wá tá à ń bá sọ I invite wọn síbẹ̀ tọ́dẹ̀ wà ń bẹ̀ a ṣe celebration yẹn fúnra wa a dẹ̀ di amalgamate fúnra wa a pẹ́ flag wa fúnra wa níbẹ̀ wọn a dẹ̀ sanwó mídíà tó máa gbé ní UK wọn a dẹ̀ wò fúnra wọn mọ̀ pé kan lọ àti ṣe everything is ceremony. But we don't have people that have interest of what we are doing in heart. Nǹkan táwọn èèyàn ń ṣe kiri is post ẹgbẹ́ carry me then to criticize it. I just keep quiet watching a lot of people. I just say how people are gullible and fight over madness. We should stop these things. We should stop all these things. Tabati nǹkan ṣe ẹja go into action and stop talking.
Okay.
We should stop talking. That's the reason why people don't put money where the need is. You are the one raising flags. Pẹ̀lú ìrànlọ́wọ́ àwọn èèyàn tó ń send owó raising flags, posting it over here to all Yoruba regions. Nǹkan tí ta máa lò. These are responsibility of àwọn tó gbé down ní ẹgbẹ́ wọ̀nyẹn. What is YSDN doing? What is the
a question one now. Àwọn èèyàn tẹ̀ tó sọ pé nígbà tí mo gbé wọn wá mo jẹ́ kó mo sọ̀rọ̀ lórí flag yẹn mọ́. It's just unbelievable.
I mean, so why where your hand is, that is where your heart is. When your hand is not there, how will your heart be there? So people just want like come along hijack a post. We don't need all that.
Okay.
We don't need all that. Yeah. And we know what to do. Thank you. Yeah.
As we are, becoming towards the end of our movement, we must now take everything serious. Very, very serious. Is a joke. Hello, caller.
Hello, sir. Mr. Koiki.
Sir.
Hello, sir.
I'm buying.
Ẹ káàsán o.
Ẹ káàsán, sir.
Ẹ kú iṣẹ́ o.
Iṣẹ́ nìyẹn.
Ẹ kú akitiyan náà. Gbogbo nǹkan tí a ń sọ fún àwọn èèyàn wa náà nìyẹn wípé àní problem tá a níṣẹ́ àní British ní problem wa. Bọ̀ tó bá ń sọ létí àwọn adamant yẹn, wọ́n máa fi pé bóyá we are not saying the right. I try to tell them the truth, but wọn ò fẹ́ believe rárá. Especially àwọn tó ń tẹ̀lé àwọn tó ń jíjọ ẹlẹ́yà káàkiri yẹn. À ń sọ fún wọn, ẹ padà, àwọn bùrì wọ́n ti lórí wa. Wọ́n ti lórí wa. Òdìbẹ́ ti pé ká padà. Ká padà sílé. Yoruba nation, no going back. Yoruba nation is real by the grace of God. God has signed it. And it will be like that. By the grace of God.
Amen.
Ẹ kúṣẹ́ takuntakun, à ń rí yín, inú wa ń dùn. Gbogbo akitiyan tẹ̀ ń ṣe yẹn, onísúyín kò ní rẹ̀ yín lágbára Ọlọ́run. Ilẹ̀ lẹ́yìn àjọ máa débẹ̀ ni.
Agbára Ọlọ́run.
Ẹ kúṣẹ́.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni.
God bless Yoruba nation.
God bless Yoruba nation.
God bless Chief Sunday.
Àmín.
God bless Professor Banji Akintoye.
Àmín.
God bless Professor Adeniran.
Àmín.
God bless Mama Onitiri. God bless everybody, man and woman that is in processing of a Yoruba nation. God will continue to help us till we get to there.
Amen.
You are well done.
Thank you.
We are very, very happy. I'm very, very grateful. God will reward every one of you.
Amen.
Amen.
Inshallah.
Carry on.
Thank you so much. Amen. We are on the right track, and we must not joke with it. We are just about 17 minutes past 1 p.m. and we are just about 40 minutes away before the end of the conversation. Let's go straight to the next caller. Please, is my studio number alone. I'm not trying any other number. It will just disturb us. Hello, caller. Okay.
Hello, Mr. Koiki. Mo need assistance inside.
Okay.
Mi wá mọ̀ bóyá lè bá mi rán àwọn ọmọ yìí kankan mo fẹ́ kàn lọ gba documentary kan lẹ́nu bàbá dádì mi.
Okay.
Documentary yẹn so vital, very very vital. We discuss what you are saying right now is what he discussed with me yesterday when my father is with him. He told me, he said, only kí ògo Yorùbá tó lè tàn. Ó ní àwọn nǹkan kan wà tí wọ́n ti gbé lọ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá tí àwọn òyìnbó ti gbé lọ. Orí olókun ṣọ́rọ́ wà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá lédè ni. Wọ́n dẹ̀ sọ pé ibi tí olókun bá wà ipe wet ikú níbẹ̀. Because they did that thing with supernatural, I don't know how to describe it, like agbára tó wà divine. It's a divine power. Ni wọ́n fi orchestrate today and wọ́n fi design here. This tí wọ́n ti pọ́pẹ́ tó ń jí àwọn Britain tó jí ní Benin is another thing again that need to come to our soil before the glory can rise. Sherry, he even made sure that we cannot even regain all our glory. That white people have bewitched us. They use black magic on our ancestors. They kill most of them. That even our genealogy, our roots, our foundation has been shaken. Over sọ̀rọ̀ kan tó lágbára tó dẹ́rù bà mí. Ó ní ìjẹ́mọ̀mọ́ orí kì í fẹ̀. Ó ní wọ́n máa sọ pé orí ìfẹ́ ni ibi tí oòrùn ti ń tàn wá, ibi tí mọ́lẹ̀ ti ń tàn wá, ti adúláwọ̀. Ó ní ìjẹ́mọ̀mọ́ fún wọn. Ó wá ṣàlàyé, ó ní there is a diamond. Ṣé ẹ pé tí iná bá tàn sí diamond, tẹ́ bá tàn náà sí, á reflect back. Ó ní tó bá ti di ọwọ́ àárọ̀ sí ìrọ̀lẹ́, tí oòrùn bá ti tàn sí Ifẹ̀, diamond tó wà ní abẹ́bẹ̀ á absorb light. Tó bá ti wá di anẹ́ní kan bí 1 before 12 ilẹ̀ ti bẹ̀ sí mọ́ wá. Ó ní láti ọ̀sẹ̀ pé ilẹ̀ mọ́ wá láti odò Ifẹ̀. Ó ní that thing is not ordinary diamond. It's a diamond of our forefather. It's our foundation. It's our root. Tó jẹ́ pé it's a mystical power. Very supernatural power. So you cannot find it anywhere on earth. Do you know that Oyinbo took it, Britain took it away? They excavate it, they took it away, and nobody is talking about it. Has anybody mentioned it in anywhere? Nobody has ever mentioned it. And they took it away. Our king could not talk about it. Them themselves knew that our forefather doesn't know the value. They know that nobody is aware, nobody is asking of it. They keep quiet. Diamond is not ordinary diamond. It's never ordinary diamond. It's our this Ile-Ife. And that is why Ife usually say that we are the source of all generation. Ife ni gbogbo àwọn ènìyàn not the jáde wá. They know the only ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn náà come, but they don't know the secret behind the word saying that Ife ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ti máa ń tàn wá sílé ayé. They never said about that. Gbogbo àwọn artifacts pé tí wọ́n kó lọ. Pátápátá, they are just mentioning few like 4 or 5. And we are talking about is not the genuine one. The real one, our real masquerade has been taken away. Our real masquerade, our real witchcraft has been taken away. àwa rí gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tó jẹ́ real one gbogbo àwọn Yemọja wa àwọn Yemọja àwọn olú omi wa tẹ́ bá ń gbọ́ olú omi Yemọja àwọn Ọ̀ṣọ́ Èmèrè àwọn nǹkan wọ̀nyí gbogbo ẹ̀ ni wọ́n ti kó lọ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá òun ló fi ń ṣàpàdà. There are some countries that nobody can conquer them on earth. Nobody can conquer them on earth. But due to selfishness of our king, ancient king, we backslide like this. Until he above the man gbogbo kini wọ̀nyẹn conduct padà wá sílẹ̀ wa, then we will be the same. But unless we will never be the same. A lot of things that this man discussed with me. Mo fẹ́ kí ẹ bá mi wá àwọn ìkàlọ́gbà documentary because bàbá ìgbàgbọ́ 115.
Màá send the details kan sí anything tẹ́ bá ti drop and we take it from there. Màá send it.
Thank you very much.
All right, ẹ ṣé gan ni.
But we have to hear a lot of things from this man.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni.
Yes, sir.
Màmá ẹ jẹ́ kí n sáré send kankan sí wọn kí mo tó gbàgbé. We're in a big mess. Kọ́lọ́run Elédùmarè. Mo ń bá ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Samson máa gbé wọlé nísìn. Kó tètè. Kọ́lọ́run kó má jẹ́ kí ojú tì wá. Torí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ èèyàn fẹ́ jẹ́ kójú tì wá. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ń gbìyànjú gan. And they're using all kind of methods. Hello, caller. Ẹ̀gbọ́n sókè. And this is what the last caller was actually talking about. Ami.
Ẹ̀kú àrùn láti bí.
Ó ga jù.
Mo ti ń gbẹ́ ètò rẹ̀ bọ̀, but nípa ohun tí ẹ̀gbọ́n wa tó ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ tán yìí sọ.
Láti US.
It's a very good thing tó ń sọ. But there is one thing tí mi ò fẹ́ kí I emphasize.
Okay.
Level tá a wà is not the level of ká sọ pé tá a bá gbà nǹkan kan pé bóyá ò lè búyọ. No, I don't believe that.
Okay.
Ọlọ́run tó gbé ètò ìkalẹ̀, Ọlọ́run tó iṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run lélẹ́yìí, ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run lélẹ́yìí.
Okay.
Jẹ́rí Ọlọ́run tó ti pín wa yìí, tó dá wa, tó ń wò wọ́n gbà tá ń kó lọ. Ọlọ́run ní agbára ju anybody lọ.
Okay.
So, gbogbo nǹkan tó sọ yẹn, it's history ni, which is good.
Okay.
But what I will never support ni wípé tá a bá gbà wọn kíní yẹn padà pé a lè wá bákan náà mọ́ àbí a lè padà sínú. I don't believe that. Jẹ́rí Ọlọ́run, ọwọ́ Ọlọ́run lágbára. Bíbélì ní ó ní ọwọ́ Ọlọ́run fàjì Késárì yá. Ó ní ọwọ́ Ọlọ́run lágbára, ó mìíyàn kíjù. Ọlọ́run là ń bá deal. Gbogbo nǹkan tó ń sọ wọ̀nyẹn, it may be true. But one thing I know, ògo Ọlọ́run ló fi gbáyà diamond kankan ní o àbí kíní kan Ọlọ́run ló fi síbẹ̀. Ẹnìkan tí àti ìrí tó wà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá tí ò tí ì yọjú àwọn àlùmọ́nì tí Ọlọ́run gbé pamọ́ nítorí pé àti ìgbà ilẹ̀ wa tí ò lè jẹ́ kájèjì lò ó wà ń bẹ̀. So ògo Ọlọ́run máa búyọ nílùú yẹn. Bóyá àgbà kíní kan padà kò jẹ́ pé káṣẹ̀lẹ̀ máa lé kíní yẹn ká tó máa tírẹ̀dì kíní yẹn tá a bá dé ìlú wa tá a ní gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì we can demand for all those things. What matters now is let's forge ahead. Let's get the land. Àwọn ní tí ọwọ́ bá bẹ kúkú dà á bèrè kú tó pa bàbá ẹ̀. God bless you, sir.
Thank you so much. And again, what the man is saying is as much as trying to tell us we should remember that the UK are watching carefully. And in that consult ẹlòmíì ò gbọ́ rí tẹ́lẹ̀ dé stage yẹn. There are some few things they may not pick down immediately. So, number one, we have been exposed to something. You know, somebody was saying here as well, ibiti ojú ti mọ́ ṣáyé. Because mo rántí pé nígbà tí bàbá wa Kábíyèsí Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀, Ọ̀jájá II, nígbà tó wá sí UK, I was privileged to be part of those, you know, at least I was within the gatherings of the media and whatever, blah, blah, blah. But upon it, they were moving him from ẹ̀gbọ́n mi láti US, Dohamo, you're calling not the studio number. That means you're not frequent. Hello, caller. Mute the background now. Tẹ́ bá ti ń pè o.
White Lion, Equator.
Ètò nìyẹn.
Yeah.
Láti US, caller, number 10 pay is the wrong number if you're meant to want to contribute to the program. The studio number nìkan la fi ń gbà call.
Anika Dosito ni o, baba.
Ẹ ti wà lórí ẹ̀.
Yeah. Ṣé rí mo fẹ́ kẹ́ mo bá wa ṣe àwọn ìyàtọ̀ tó wà láàrin òṣèlú àti Yorùbá Nation tí gbogbo wa ń pèpè fún ìta ń gbẹ̀ngbẹ̀ fún yìí. Because most of àwọn èèyàn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn mọ̀ yí pé Yorùbá Nation kì í sọ̀rọ̀ òṣèlú. Because tó bá jẹ́ pé òṣèlú là ń ṣe ọ̀tọ̀ eléyìí à ń pèpè fún àti gba orílẹ̀-èdè wa láti reclaim orílẹ̀-èdè wa padà ni. So tó bá dẹ̀ ti jẹ́ pé nǹkan tá à ń ṣe yìí a fẹ́ gba orílẹ̀-èdè wa padà tọ́lú àwọn Elédùmarè fún wa gangan ni. Kò ní àwọn kankan wà tó yẹ pé à ń ṣe táwọn ṣe táwọn ń gbé nípa tá à ń ṣe tí ọ̀nà òṣèlú là ń gbé gbà gẹ́gẹ́ bí àpẹẹrẹ ẹ̀sìn. Ṣé mọ̀ pé bí ẹ̀yin ṣe ń jà yín nísìnyí tẹ́ ń pariwo lọ́sàn-án lóru lálẹ́ lójoojúmọ́ yìí ẹ ní focus tán pé tí mo bá lọ tán àwọn èèyàn lè máa rántí mi ní nǹkan tí mo ṣe yìí wípé nǹkan tí mo ṣe yìí bẹ́yẹn bá bu yín lórí ẹ̀ ẹ ti ní point kan pé ìpínlẹ̀ yìí o generation to come wọ́n mọ̀ pé ọkùnrin kan wà tó ń pè ní Olayomi Koiki ìdílé báyìí ló ti wá nǹkan báyìí ló jà fún lórí ìgbà ìlú wọn padà lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó ti kó wọn lẹ́rú. So ìyẹn ò wá ní wípé tẹ́yìn kan bá bú yín àbí tẹ́yìn kan bá bá yín jà ẹ ní máa wá pé báyìí ni bàbá ẹ̀ ìyá ẹ̀ lélẹ́yìí bí àwọn olóṣèlú ṣe máa ń fẹ̀dí ara wọn síta. Yorùbá Nation kì í ṣe òṣèlú kì í ṣọ̀rọ̀ òṣèlú ọ̀rọ̀ bá a ṣe fẹ́ gba orílẹ̀-èdè wa padà òun ni ó yẹ ẹ má bá wa ṣàlàyé ẹ̀ fún because kò yí àwọn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n ń gbé kínní tí wọ́n ń ṣe kínní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe jẹ́ medium ẹ dákun ẹ má bá wa try láti tẹ̀ mọ́ wọn létí wọ́n ní ìtura tẹmọ́nà kì í jóná ẹ jọ because àwọn èèyàn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn ń ta wọ́n rò pé bí òṣèlú lọ̀rọ̀ eléyìí ó lè mú discourage bá àwọn ó mú ìpàsẹ́yìn bá àwọn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn pẹ̀lú àwọn èèyàn yìí ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ kìíní yóò kí òṣèlú àkíńṣe àkíńṣe PDP ló lè máa wá pé tàníyà Tinubu tàníyà Àtíkù ìyá mélòó ni ìbà bẹ́ẹ̀ kò sí kan tó kàn wá Yorùbá Nation eléyìí ẹnìkan ti ní páàsì yẹn kò sí kan tó kàn wá ṣóṣà ṣe dáadáa sìn ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ̀ntínú pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ tó ní kankan ẹjọ́ kókó nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ sọ nìyẹn mo bá wa sọ fún un pé ọ̀rọ̀ yóò kì í sọ̀rọ̀ òṣèlú ọ̀rọ̀ pa fẹ́ gba ìlú wa lélẹ́yìí kò sí kan tó kàn wá pẹ̀lú pé ẹnìkan ti jẹ́ gúdújẹrá kan ẹnìkan no ẹni ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ fọwọ́sọ tẹnìkan bá mọ a tẹnìkan bá mọ b kò ní ìpẹ́ tẹnìkan bá ṣàṣìṣe ẹ̀yin correct ẹ fà padà pèsè ẹ̀yin pé báyìí ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe báyìí kò ní ìpá ń búra wa kò ní ìpá ń sọ̀rọ̀ síra wa kò ní ìpá ń fẹ́ di ara wa síta ọ̀rọ̀ òṣèlú kọ́ àgbówó lọ́wọ́ politician kò sí politician kankan láàrin yìí nídìí politician kankan tá a bá délẹ̀ Yorùbá olúkálùkù máa fọ́ọ̀mù political party ẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ òṣèlú kọ́ lélẹ̀ bá wa sọ fún àwọn èèyàn ti ń get kínní wrong wọ́n ti ń get it wrong ẹ jọ̀ọ́ Olayomi Koiki ẹ ti ṣiṣẹ́ takuntakun ẹ dákun ẹ máa tún tẹ nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ kẹ́ bá wa tún máa bá wa sọ fáwọn èèyàn pé kì í sọ̀rọ̀ òṣèlú lélẹ́yìí o ọ̀rọ̀ àti gba òmìnira orílẹ̀-èdè káàárọ̀ òjíire kóòtù òjíire lélẹ́yìí ẹ jọ̀ọ́ so nǹkan tí mo ní kí n dá sétò fún yín ni ẹ jọ̀ọ́ mo lè sọ fún yín pé mo ti ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ láti bí couple of months but ẹ respond mo rí pé mo mọ̀ pé busy ni o because ẹni tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ I need the flag ní
ní flag ní ọkọ náà
ẹ bá ṣì ní a lè send the message mo send the message
ní flag
náà padà ní flag náà
tábà ti ní padà again máa jẹ́ kẹ́mọ̀ tábà ti make an announcement ẹ ṣé gan ni thank you so much hello caller.
hello
ẹ ti wà wọ́n.
ẹ kú iṣẹ́ náà.
àwa nìyẹn.
mo ti wo program yìí látara mo dẹ̀ rí láti gbàdé ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn nǹkan tí ẹ bá wa sọ pẹ̀lú research yẹn àti ibi tí oko ẹrú táwọn pípé ti kó wa sí. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí iṣẹ́ ti tèmi lórí bí àwọn èèyàn ṣe lọ sí UK, mo máa ń sọ fáwọn èèyàn pé kò sí nǹkan kan àǹfààní kan táwọn pípé fẹ́ ṣe fún wa. Bọ̀ torí pé ẹ̀lọ́ àmì ìgbọ́yìn o.
Ẹ máa gbọ́ àìdùn dákẹ́ ni mò ń gbọ́ yín.
Okay, so oko ẹrú táwọn pípé kó wa sí.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Bọ̀ torí pé Nàìjíríà ta wà yìí kò fọkàn wa balẹ̀.
Kò stable.
Ṣé máa sọ fún yín pé ìgbà tí mo fẹ́ kúrò láti Ìbàdàn lọ sí Èkó lásán, àyà mi ó lọ sókè báyìí, mo ní high problem nígbà tí màá fi dé kó because ọkùn balẹ̀. Àǹtí ìrẹ̀ ìjọni sọ pé èèyàn máa ń lọ anytime tó bá ti wòyàn. You understand?
Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ẹni sùúrù ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ẹ ti get the right number, ẹ má tún ṣe mistake because bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń pe the other number yẹn ẹ̀ affect Instagram yẹn because caller kan wà on ṣe máa ṣe sùúrù kẹ́ni ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ tán mo ti send number sí láti US ẹ ṣe sùúrù ní please because bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń call yẹn ó ń stop Instagram broadcast wa ẹ má bínú ẹ tó ń pè wá láti ilé.
Okay, so ṣe rí nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nǹkan tí mo rí pẹ̀lú struggle yìí ṣe rí àwọn tí àwa youth gangan ni problem yìí Mr. Koiki.
Okay.
Because ṣe mọ̀ àwa mo kí tó travel mo rìn gan láàrin àwọn èèyàn pé láti máa pèpè sí Yorùbá nation níwọ̀n bàtà dára mi mọ̀ because within our friends gan believe pé kìíní ilé comes to reality.
Oh yeah, definitely yeah. The reason why they don't believe is because politicians are not involved. So, and if the politicians are involved, how do you want to prove that it will become successful? Everybody believes politicians have to be involved. And and somebody also gave that argument. About Soviet Union, analysis, they already have a government, which is a fact. Break up. But they were still able to break up. But our need government don't support you. I'm talking about our House of Representatives. To make our House of Representatives want support one. Oh, it's just oh my easy. But they're not supporting because I want you to believe in the same ideology colonial master and I want to destroy that. I want to take that anymore. It has taken 125 years. Artifact lason. And you are now thinking that those governors were just for 8 terms. Parapata to salo say Senate. Or they were in Senate for a very long time. Or because she was relevant. Party president. Minister. Intention roll over la one she award a federal kind of rollover because Kofawa need the real who we are. The big problem our politicians were going to problem. But fefi gbogbo ẹnu sọ̀rọ̀ ìyẹn ẹ má bínú fefi gbogbo ẹnu máa bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ pé àyẹn la ṣe ń pè wọ́n para pé it is not too late because tí kíní ìbá di pé ó go the other way round apá tiwa náà nílé ká apá wọ̀ nílé ká ẹ̀yin politician tẹ́ ẹ rò pé ẹ jẹ́ nǹkan ẹ ṣe nǹkan kan ní follow the same system tí British fi sílẹ̀ because kò tẹ̀ tí wọ́n ṣe the same system regional government lọ fún wa ní 1960 so kí ló dé ta wá ń tẹ̀ the system yìí nísìn ẹ wá rò pé gbọ́n ẹ̀yin ya omi ẹ̀yin ṣe paper ẹ̀yin ṣe this ẹ̀yin ṣe that ó kù díẹ̀ ni ẹ̀yin tẹ wà ń lé ìwọ ṣáà máa lọ wo èyí tó máa tó súnmọ́ ẹ dáadáa láàrin wọn that's all I will say kí n má fi gbogbo ẹnu sọ̀rọ̀ èyí tó súnmọ́ ẹ dáadáa ni kò lọ máa ṣáà monitor because tó ó máa fẹ́ sá lọ ò ní jẹ́ kó sá lọ ó máa no bàbá ẹ lè sá lọ ẹ wà nínú ilé yín kẹ́ máa jẹun bọ̀ ẹ house arrest sínú ilé yín lẹ́ máa wà you're not going anywhere àjọ máa wà involved ni ó kù díẹ̀ ni.
Bó ṣe wà gangan nìyẹn mo ẹ ṣe program kan ní 2 or 3 days ago I understand.
mo ń gbọ́ yín.
ṣé mo wọ program yẹn ìgbà tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń sọ fún wa pé NNPC gangan lórí gbogbo kúdọ̀ ẹ̀ tí
gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì UK ń gba owó lórí ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
pé gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì UK ń gba owó lórí ẹ̀.
bí ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ títí dé ni títí dé ni mo ń sọ̀rọ̀.
I understand. Àwọn èèyàn wa gbogbo they seem to understand this thing. Pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ intervention pẹ̀lú àwọn research ẹ̀ ṣe. Ẹ mọ̀ àwọn gbogbo tí wọ́n pé àwọn people yìí wọ́n ti ń gbọ́n o because láti lè dig into that kind of research ẹ mọ̀ wọ́n tún wọ́n write NNPC pé wọ́n ní láti lọ remove kìnìyàn from official website wọn.
Website yẹn ti wà down láti May.
ẹ ti understand pé at the end of the day àwọn kọ̀ọ̀kan máa lo kìnìyàn against àwọn later on. Understand? Ṣé lè mọ̀ pé àwọn Fúlàní ìdẹ́ni yìí kan bí ala ni wọ́n mọ ọ̀tún yàtọ̀ sósì.
Puppet to British government ni wọ́n now. They are puppet to the British government. Yeah. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ti lo àwọn politicians wa, wọ́n ti handcuff wọn in a way that politician mi ti ṣe àṣemáṣe kan tí wọ́n ní evidence ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́. So tó bá sọ̀rọ̀ jù, wọ́n máa release ẹ̀ síta. But ó better kí wọ́n sacrifice ara wọn fún àwa. But they're not going to do so. Kí ló wà níbẹ̀ kí okay tí gómìnà bá tẹ̀ support Yoruba nation, we can have half of the House of Rep kó sọ pé Yoruba nation làwọn fẹ́. Àwa dẹ̀ máa fún wọn ní backing pé kò sí nǹkankan. But they are not going to do so because gbogbo wọn rò pé àwọn wà powerful, àwọn wà supernatural being kan pé kí lẹ máa ṣe fáwa. Ó dẹ̀ kù díẹ̀ ni. Ẹni tẹ́bi ń pa nílé ó kù díẹ̀ kó tó wá yọ sí yín.
I would like some Chinopela and this guy,
Dino.
No, Dino ko. Àwọn reps wà ní Ọ̀yọ́ state.
Okay, èmi ò tẹ̀ mọ́ gbogbo àwọn tó wà lọ́yọ̀ anyway, so I don't know.
So, Chinopela àti bọ̀bọ̀ kan Alabi, Lẹ́kan Alabi or something like that, tó reps wà. Understand? Most of them UK not lo go live wọn.
Yeah, me. Wọ́n kàn máa fà wọ́n sílẹ̀ ni. Ṣẹ́rí àwọn tẹ́ ń rí yẹn irú bọ̀bọ̀ speaker yẹn ṣé Ọ̀yọ́ state lọ ní young boy kan nìkan gbogbo yẹn gimmicks ni. All they do is they just bring somebody. Tọ́mọ̀rí pé àwọn ọ̀dọ́ máa fẹ́ràn ẹ̀ nǹkan kan ó dà ìwọ náà lọ sí line yẹn and they are using that. So and that's mo ń wo fídíò kan láàárọ̀ yìí ó dà mú kó wá share padà sórí page mi ni mo bá play. Bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn compare gọ́vnà yín Ọ̀yọ́ Abdul Fatai tí mo ní mo pàdé ìyàwó ẹ̀ dáadáa ní Kwara. Ó wá ní ó fún wọn ní boss. I'm sure people know this anyway. Tẹ́ bá ń follow wọn ní gbogbo àwọn news wọn nílé. Ó ní ó fún wọn ní kúrò pé kò ń ṣe kẹ̀kẹ́ nàpẹ́ o. Ó fún wọn láwọn boss kékèké. Ẹni ẹ̀ wọ́n ń compare pé nígbà tí gọ́vnà bá ń gbélé fún wọn bí ìgbà tó ń gbé lóònù fún wọn. But àwọn House of Rep kan fún wọn ní ọ̀fẹ́. Ó dẹ̀ lọ ó sọ tí ìgbà tẹ̀ rántí àwọn House of Rep tó dárúkọ. Ó dárúkọ olè tí ó wà ní Àlèmọ́ṣọ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ bá olè 419 gidi kí ni wọ́n ń pè yẹn tó wà lálèmọ́ṣọ́ tó ti fẹ́ lọ ṣe senator ní Ìjẹ̀bú East tàbí Ìjẹ̀bú West. Yáyì bàbá olè ní mo ò fẹ́ máa go into too much detail but ẹni tó súnmọ́ mi tó jẹ́ ọbàkan mi ó ń bá ṣiṣẹ́. Gbogbo yín la mọ̀ olórí burúkú gbogbo yín tẹ̀ ń rò pé a mọ̀ wọ́n. Yáyì yẹn ẹ mọ̀ pé ní last year bí ayé yìí dẹ̀ ni ó donate mọ́tò ó donate so many things but bóyá wọn á ní if an house àbí senator tó ń donate kìíní yẹn tó ń fún wọn for free senator kí ló dé tí governor lè ṣe the same thing intẹ́ni comparison tẹ́ni ẹ̀ kàn ṣe nìyẹn nínú fídíò yẹn pé so if a governor is now saying ẹ wá gba kúrò pé yìí ó wá fowó lé lórí but ordinary senator ó ń fún wọn ní kìíní lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ ní as a constituency project. Níbo ni wọ́n ti ń rí owó yẹn àwa wá jókòó síbí wáyé nísìn ẹni Koiki kówó jẹ ọ̀dẹ̀ nìyí now because Yayi owó tó wà lọ́wọ́ Yayi is uncountable billions of naira ló wà lọ́wọ́ Yayi èyí tí Tinubu tọ́jú sí lọ́wọ́ èyí tí oríṣiríṣi tọ́jú sí lọ́wọ́ and some of you don't even understand that a lot of them are puppets working for the colony directly or indirectly.
Inú mi máa ń dùn bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa ń dì pẹ̀lú àwọn tó máa ń sọ pé Koiki owó kan wà lọ́wọ́ Koiki ó easy làwọn náà bọ́ síta káwọn wọn máa lo 2-3 hours so easy mo máa wọ gbogbo èyí tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá.
jẹ́ lọ sí tẹ̀lé gbogbo yẹn àwọn tó ba Nàìjíríà 800,000 ní góòdì da Nàìjíríà kí lẹ tó wá fi sọ ṣé mi mo ta Nàìjíríà ni òyìnbó tó ta Nàìjíríà ó ní àwọn ọmọ ọ̀ràn àti díran wọ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ kankan lórí orúkọ òun bọ̀bọ̀ tó ta Nàìjíríà fún UK government ó ní wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ kankan lórí orúkọ òun bẹ̀rẹ̀ ground ẹ̀ mo sì fẹ́ wá lọ ọ̀nà kinní kan isle of kinní kan ó ní wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ pa anything lórí orúkọ òun ṣé èmi ni mo ta Nàìjíríà ẹ má ẹ ṣe jáde ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ẹja gbé kọ́lẹ̀ lómìn jọ́ọ̀dẹ̀ dúró thank you so much lágbára Ọlọ́run ẹ jẹ́ ń pe ẹ̀gbọ́n mi padà because ẹ méjì rẹ ti pè sórí wrong number so kí ni mo ń kí àlàyé fún ni pé tẹ́rí Yorùbá nation movement yìí kò bá dùn mọ́ wa tó bá yẹ pé àwọn house wa kódà bí senator bá support wa even if it's just the house of rep nìkan ló bá support wa it could have gone a long way. ẹ máa ń pèsè orí program kẹ́ wáyà mi lẹ́nu pa ó rà pé bínú láì ní àbí báwo.
no ẹbí àbínú kẹ mo ní studio number yẹn tó mọ mi ò ní.
No, mommy, you hardly call into the program, so I know you watch behind the scenes. So go ahead.
No, every day mo wo program. Mo ra melody mi ò bínú. Every day mo wo program mi àti.
No, tí mommy pé bínú ni pé ó ní kan tẹ́ fẹ́ sọ tẹ́ fi pè ní mommy.
Yeah, ó sì nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ sọ.
Ó náà ní tí mommy nìyẹn. No, mo as you are on. Àì tí parí. Go ahead.
Okay, gbé mi sílẹ̀. Nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ sọ òun ni lórí ọ̀rọ̀ bàbá tó pè wọlé ṣé mo pé bàbá kan kọ́kọ́ pè wọlé lórí
tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ ní the diamond and all that ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Adédoyin ní US.
Bàbá kejì tó wá pè wọlé pé Ọlọ́run ní kinní kan Ọlọ́run ní kinní kan Ọlọ́run ò ní bọ́lẹ̀ wá bá wa ṣe nǹkan kan. Báwo làwọn èèyàn wá ṣe máa ń Ọlọ́run tí Ọlọ́run ló bọ́lẹ̀ ń sìn tó wá bá wọn British kó kinní yẹn nígbà tó fẹ́ jí kó. Ṣé Ọlọ́run ló wá bá wọn jí kó? Ọlọ́run ní bọ́lẹ̀ wá bá wa ṣe àwa la máa make move. Kíní kan tẹ́ ẹ pé Ọlọ́run ló ti ṣe kíní kan Ọlọ́run no àwa la máa make move kọ́lọ́run tó wá ràn wá lọ́wọ́. Gbogbo move tá a ti make náà ọ̀dẹ̀yà a ti make move pa fẹ́ gba Yorùbá nation. But ẹ má máa fi ti Ọlọ́run nǹkan tẹ́mi kan fẹ́ sọ nìyẹn pé ẹ má máa fi ti Ọlọ́run sí problem tá a dá sílẹ̀ fúnra wa. Àwa ń wá kọ́lọ́run wá sọ̀kalẹ̀ kó àkókò àwọn áńgẹ́lì wa kó wá bá wa solve ẹ̀ kó lè wọ́ọ̀kì. A máa gbà wọn activate a máa gbà wọn nǹkan wọ̀nyẹn padà. A máa make move a máa gbà padà. Bóyá a ti gba Yorùbá nation àbá àti gba Yorùbá nation ṣé mẹ́fà tó fẹ́ kó wá ń sìn ara ẹ̀ náà ni àti bàbá kọ̀wé a máa gbà wọn yòókù padà kì í ṣe bọ́lọ̀ ló máa sọ̀kalẹ̀ nǹkan tọ́lọ́run ti ṣe Ọlọ́run ti sọ pé a máa délẹ̀ lérí táàbà make move àní délẹ̀ lérí kankan Ọlọ́run ní wá bá a délẹ̀ lérí kankan irọ́ la bá ń dẹ̀ irọ́ la bá ń díẹ̀ nǹkan tẹ́mi kàn fẹ́ sọ ni ẹ kí mo kàn fẹ́ contribute nìyẹn.
Thank you so much. Mo kí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi yẹn dáadáa and I remember ìgbà tí mo wà ní ọ̀dọ̀ bàá mi ní Ìgbòho ní Soka he called and he was like Koiki there are a lot of Yoruba people that are doing very well in US extremely very well. Mo fi gbọ́ inú sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ̀ ó ya pépà gidi nígbà tí mo wà lọ́dọ̀ chief bínú tán àwọn ilé ìwé ṣé wọ́n náà pé àwọn ọ̀dẹ̀ ń pèsè orí program. Hello caller ẹ bá ṣe ní kíákíá we only have 15 minutes I gotta go after that ẹ má bínú tó bá di alẹ́ if I have the strength I'll come back and we'll continue. Ẹ go ahead straight ẹ̀ ń tán pè wá.
Yeah, hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, ẹ má bínú I will be mixing.
Kò ẹ má máa sọ yẹn ẹ ní right láti sọ English níbí báyìí bẹ́ẹ̀ bá dẹ̀ pé Yorùbá ni because we have a lot of people that gbogbo yẹn ló gbọ́ yìnbó but kò kàn ń ṣe language wa ni so ẹ má yìí lo language pé ká má bínú. Go ahead.
Damilola lorúkọ tèmi and I'm calling from Lagos.
Lagos.
This is not the
Okay. Go
this
ahead.
is not the first time I'll be listening to your program.
Okay.
In fact, I've always been listening to you for a very long time, but since a few times now, I can really need time and all.
Okay.
But I thank God I stumbled upon the program today after listening to so many dissenting news about the Yoruba Nation
movement. Okay.
The truth is, I've heard about the Onitsiri Declaration.
Okay.
I've heard that our daddy doesn't know anything about it. I mean, Professor Banji Akintoye. And I'm not sure Sunday Igboho knows anything about it too.
Okay.
So the whole thing is like confusing at this moment. Like, because I won't lie to you, we're looking at things from different angles.
Okay.
If anything happens, Awala Wambibai.
Okay.
Awaninkomashi.
Okay.
Yeah, some of us are ready for whatever happens, and some of us are even ready to run away if anything happens. That's the truth. Because Konjebuala Leja.
Oh yes.
Okay. But regardless of whatever it is, I think we need a clarity on whatever is happening.
Okay.
Why am I saying this? mo interview bàbá kan recently. Professor Banji Akintoye ṣe ń sọ pé by December this year, the declaration is still going to happen. Then we've been hearing that the rally is going to happen as well.
Okay.
But then there is not like anything concrete about all of these things. To me, so far, everything I've been hearing seems like a rumor.
Okay.
So mo fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ kó bá wa shed light lórí ẹ̀ so that we'll know what exactly is happening. If we need to raise our hopes or not.
Since you have actually, and the reason why I gave you the opportunity, even though I said at the beginning of the call that we will not, allow this conversation to come in, but because you said you've been busy, and I love those of you watching us back home, because apart from where it costs you a lot of money, it's even stressful. It was stressed already. You have actually missed a couple of my programs, which definitely you've not been catching up. So what I would suggest you do, if you go back on the timeline on YouTube, which is, I don't know which platform you're watching it from. If either you go back...
I'm watching from YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah.
So if you go back on the Koiki Media, and I think I got your number, especially the ones I've talked about up to yesterday, but precisely from Monday after that declaration, I've done a lot of analysis around it. It might take a lot of time to go into all that. But what I would say, just in the nutshell, so that just in case you don't have the time, but I know you can say that, even though you don't want to say that to my face, is that in the midst of everything that is happening, there is hope. As much as the hope seems to be fading away, and you're concerned. And your concern is not because of anything but the fact that, are we serious at all? Let me say this clearly. There is hope.
Exactly. That's the point.
And that hope, and the hope that I'm trying to give to you, because I want you to take this away, because we're going to have to take another call, is to let you understand that there's chaos among what is happening. A movement is not perfect. There is disunity, and we must not tell lies. There is mistrust among us. There's an agenda. There's a sinister. It does not matter how everybody looks at it. But in the midst of all this, the Yorubas have made up their mind. And when I talk about the Yorubas, we're not talking about our leaders anymore now. You, me, individually, we are telling the world the Nigeria that was created on our behalf in 1914, the Nigeria that was forced on us on the amalgamation, the independence that we were given in 1960 that we are not getting right now based on the regional government. Self-determination is our right. Whether our leaders decide that they are going to work together or not, we will do the needful to make sure that 2023 would not be something we will go for. Even if those at home say yes, it will be chaos. There's not, I'm not going to sit here and say it's not, but we are still pleading with our leaders to come on a round table and come onto the camera and give millions of the Yoruba people that confidence that you want, that I want, that they all want, and speak with one synergy and let us now de-amalgamate Nigeria ourselves, because the British government is not going to do so. And that's all I can explain.
Okay, that's well explained. But I just want to say that the reason I'm asking the question is, normally before now, I'm a politician, but I stopped politics because of all of the trash they are doing. So I have a lot of people queuing behind me, wanting to know what's the next thing we'll do.
The next thing is there's a super rally. There's a super rally that is expected before the end of the year. No date has been confirmed, and the date will only be announced less than 48 hours before we all come out. The super rally will lead to some kind of synergy that will give us that final hope to the international community. So don't let those that are asking you those questions to demoralize you. Tell them that there's a super rally. You spoke to Koiki. It's a privilege, to speak to you, and I'm sure it's a privilege that you are speaking to me as well in the midst of people that want to call now, and give them that assurance that there is still confirmation from the spokesman of Igboho that we're coming out for the super rally, and that super rally will give us the next phase of where we're going.
No problem then. Thank you, Mr. Koiki.
All right. And you can always speak to me behind the closed door, maybe after the program. Thank you so much.
Sure.
So we have a lot of our youth. I can get is a youth, and this program is not going to go forever. Most likely 1 o'clock. So even everybody cannot get through. As usual, Yawa Tongpe, this person keeps calling. Time you're about to get to a number and they're calling the other number. It's just sad that people cannot listen and say one call, one studio number, and it's still finding it difficult. No matter what I understand the label, if you understand that. Hello, caller. Yawa.
Hello, my brother. That's well spoken. Our information they may not look forward. The explanation there for brother one. The purpose I will be to so that's why I'm calling in.
Go ahead.
In Gotimo first on the Sherry, whatever people have stolen from our land, either our bros, our whatever. Sherry our Bawa in Koto you come and fight for Alele. But they are busy doing another thing. At the same time, Sherry our Gongata Nito Mile Yoruba. We don't value it.
Okay.
I'm working recently around Ondo State. I'm not too sure what area. Thought you read one river, small river, to contain salt and sugar. During the day, Oma was salty. After midnight, Oma go sugary. She can't see they abandoned that water. Toba Jay Oyibo, buy to not tamper come and low. Because Omiye is a great resource for what we can make this natural water into packaged fluid water.
3 hours already.
Tamama normal silai, destro water, tama package, tama for as drips.
Oh, yeah, me.
So we will depend on the one we want to import from Germany, from here, from China, and we have this thing locally available to my contribute to see even our health services. We abandon that. I need our contoto wa no ju nkan ti ko lo. Tabati egboju kuro ni nkan to yinbo se, we will be able to concentrate. Lórí nǹkan tá a ní àti nǹkan tá a fẹ́ ṣe, a ní bitumen tó waste away ní Ondo State, and we don't even have roads. Òyìnbó gan tí ò ní bitumen ní ìròpọ̀ ní bitumen nílùú yìí, look at all their road gbogbo wájú ilé wa náà tà. I think ó yẹ kí Yorùbá ò kì í sọ òótọ́. Mi ní nǹkan tí British ṣe dá o, I'm not supporting them. Bẹ́ẹ̀ nǹkan tó kù gan, we are not managing it to our own advantage. Number 2, our youth who are they are bringing them one for any visa for students for their workforce. Health services, you won't suffer shortage of staff. They are bringing them to come and work as carers, as all over the place. They are using them for workforce. Their spouse can work full time, the student can work part time. They are working and they are contributing to the economy. On the economy, we move. Our shame we are here all the time. To the amalgamate Nigeria, that was an agreement. Even now, they are working with Yoruba. Where are the middle pets? Here are what he lost in the process. That one now about start. Easily we can break down this country for God's sake. So these people need to come on board for this movement. And you are doing great job. I compliment you in that. Thank you so much.
And that was a very good one because I can't go further more. This will be the last call I need to I've done 3 hours already. And like I said, I need to take a break as well. Hello, caller. Any last caller for the show today? And I'll be back again if I have the strength later in the evening. Go ahead.
Good morning. I just want to say one thing is that you just give me a little bit. Thank you for what you are doing. And one thing I appreciate you for what you are doing, because if all our media that they are using for us to give us message that always bring informative, not it will be better, more like a blabbling, shouting, that's why I love you. I'm telling you the truth. Because you always give us, at least media about okay, this informative, not like because we come more with like that what you have presented to us. I think that would be good. Most of us the chaos to what do you? Can you okay, what on jadi, but I feel money, it more long for. Oje pe kile to so, kile baba kan so, kile kan so. Everybody has prepared. That's one. One thing I want us to say is that I'll just use this privilege again to say to Nigeria. And everyone that wants to take initiative, I have to prepare. We present Iran. Needs in Baba will go to Iran. Even the government are buying what in Dasi for. United Nations, what in take note, think of the government one sheet. Over 300 yóò ṣùgbọ́n àgbáyé ti pay attention sí pé ẹ ti ń ṣe gbogbo gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì yóò ṣùgbọ́n wọn jáwọ́. China tó burú jù tẹ́lẹ̀ kò sí bá bẹ́ẹ̀ tó yẹ kó jáde ẹ wò wọ́n lójó sọ̀rí sẹ̀ àwọn kan jáde ní ìsìn. So kò sí bá a ṣe máa jókòó sílé àtọ́pá àní pariwo tàgbà kan máa gbàjọba easily irọ́ ni gbogbo ẹ̀. And third mo fẹ́ sọ tí gbogbo ò bá fìmọ̀ ṣọ̀kan ní ìsìn pé tá a fìmọ̀ ṣọ̀kan nígbà tí Southern Sudan tó gba ìjọba tó gba kíní wọn ní àárín wọn ìjà bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ́n bẹ̀ sí para wọn àwọn ọmọ bẹ̀ sí para wọn. Reason rèé ṣé Nàìjíríà tá a fẹ́ gbà yìí ó ju àwa gangan lọ àwọn tó fẹ́ gbà yìí àtàwọn leader tó jẹ́ àwọn leader yìí ó ju wọn lọ. Ṣé nígbà táwọn tó bá wà ní kí wọ́n bá dá sí tán àwọn tó wà ní gbogbo àwọn tó wà ní tó bá rí pé ìbí tá a lọ ìgbà àwọn náà ò ní choice àwọn náà máa dìde. So kò sẹ́ni kan tó lè dá ṣèkínní bàbá Akíntóyè ò lè dá nìkan ṣe lẹ́dá everybody. I'm not in support of anybody o ìbí báyìí máa orúkọ ara mi èdè mo dúró ọmọ Yorùbá. So ó máa kọ sọ ni pé gbogbo wa aláti fún wọn ṣọ̀kan nísìnyí lẹ́nu kan bá sọ pé I'm just saying this, I'm sorry to say this.
It's okay.
Àsùnwòn pé over your cabinet àwọn kan máa kíkà kéèsì ẹ̀. Òótọ́ dẹ̀ ni that is true. Because now you are, if somebody pick low general and senior general wà bẹ́ẹ̀ kò ní gbà. Okay, màá tún ṣe sample. Ọkùnrin tó ṣe wọlé lọ́sùn yẹn àwọn ni politician ó ti náwó a fẹ́ pawó padà àwọn fẹ́ gbàjọba lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. So gbogbo wa láti àwọn ewu ni a fẹ́ dìde sí wa. So gbogbo wa aláti fohùn ṣọ̀kan ká lọ pẹ̀lú agbára kan láti gbà kíni lọ́wọ́ àwọn èèyàn yìí. Ẹnìkan ò lè ṣí ìlú ìbò jù ó ṣe máa fọ sọ́ọ̀dì máa sọ fáwọn àwọn ọmọ sọ pé tó bí ẹnìkan bá pa ejò ẹnìkan ṣàtìpá tá a bá pa ejò dáadáa ejò àṣìṣe yẹn o tá a bá pa ejò dáadáa pé kẹ́nìkan ṣàtìpá kọ́ lọ lé kí gbogbo wa jọ pa ni torí tí a bá pa ejò dáadáa ejò àṣìṣe tó gbogbo wa ti fohùn ṣọ̀kan gbogbo wa ti wá ìwọ̀n fò aláti gba orílẹ̀-èdè no going back. I thank you for your lecturing us. Give us the understanding of what to know. Tí gbogbo yẹn bá ń ṣe gbogbo yẹn ò ní dàrú báyìí kí ló yẹ ká mọ̀ kò yẹ bí nínú ọ̀sán kí ló yẹ ká mọ̀ kò yẹ kó jẹ. God bless you sir. Gbọ́dọ̀ máa kọ́ sọ nìyẹn. Thank you for your.
Ẹ ṣé gan ẹ̀gbọ́n mi and I appreciate all our Emma Bino. I can't go furthermore. We have done 3 hours so that we can come back with a bit more strength. We appreciate everyone that is watching us on the Instagram quietly. Emma Bina Instagram is going in and out, and I'm sure we will resolve that when we sort out the phone issue so that we will not be taking that. I just wish I can always have more to say. To be honest, the pain of us sitting here abroad and our people are dying for negligence of something that should not happen if Nigeria was working. Because the argument that I might compare UK at the other part of the globe with Nigeria, we have the wealth in abundance for the last 62 years. And those wealth was never used to make our life better. That itself alone means that if we cannot fix it for 62 years, how long la fẹ́ dúró? Gbogbo àdè là ń dàgbà lójoojúmọ́ láàrin méjì ẹ̀ àwọn kan máa, you know, they will go, they will die. And we don't pray for anyone to die now. But there is a lot of Nigerians at home that are just already lost the hope. And we must not toy with their lives on this Yoruba nation. Àwa lè jókòó síbí báyìí, kí máa mu tíì, kí máa jẹ biscuit, kí máa fi láyín lójú. It's not what I want. What I want is we want us to remember bí gbogbo wa ṣe ń sọ pé eléyìí ò ń ṣe politics. Look, whether you like it or not, I don't hate all those that are following all these politicians. They are still our people. From the APC, PDP, Labour Party, Sowore, and whatever. But in Tomo, tó pọ̀, òun là ń try láti sọ fún wọn pé tá a bá ń continue pé ká lọ máa ṣe politics àmàlà àti gbẹ̀gìrì tá à ń ṣe yẹn, àwọn kan máa ní owó genuinely, àwọn kan máa ní owó wọ́n máa jí nínú coffer government. But the kókó bẹ̀ ni pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ní rí o. And that is why today 133 million Nigerians are in abject poverty. It is not good at all. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ support Yoruba nation, fine, you have the right to that. But for the fact that evidence indicates, which we have discussed in the conversation today, just to summarize it quickly, we talk about the UK, because I want to take note of this so that when I go back into my reference in another week, UK-Nigeria trade that we started with only is about £5 sterling, 5.5 billion. Owó tó pọ̀ ni. Nínú ẹ̀, àwọn Nigerians kan tó wà ní UK máa jẹun, wọ́n máa lówó. Àwọn Nigerians kan tó wà nílé máa lówó, but kò lè help problem wa. But nínú 5.5 billion yẹn, wọ́n ní 3.3 billion nínú ẹ̀ will be UK export. Mo ti ṣàlàyé tó mean at the beginning of towards the program. Then the remaining 2.2 billion ó máa jẹ́ Nigeria, you know, in táwa máa export wa, sorry, àwa máa dá padà sọ́dọ̀ tí wọn. Ta ló ń jèrè láàrin gbogbo wa? Àwọn ló ń jèrè, àwọn ò jèrè. Then we talk about I'm just closing my broadcast now. A sọ̀rọ̀ lórí the Benin bronze. Tí bá tẹ́ mọ̀ pé irú museum yẹn ní nǹkan tó jọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, bí èmi náà ti lọ visit it, and it's not too late. I will find time to go and do so, because I'm still busy right now with a lot of work that we do behind the scene. Not generally Yoruba Nation, but in my own preparation for the Super Rally. One thing tí mo fẹ́ ka mú lò nínú bronze issue yẹn ni pé a mú déètì kan láàrin méjì ẹ̀ tó ń pè ní 1897. A wá yọ kúrò nínú 1914. 1914 ni amalgamation. So we have 17 years between 1897 títí di 1914. 17 years kò ń ṣọmọdé kó tó di pé wọ́n amalgamate Nigeria. So ní 1897 nígbà tí wọ́n lọ jí àwọn kinní yẹn pẹ̀lú ìbọn lọ́wọ́, because it was taken by force ní Benin Kingdom. Kò sí nǹkan kan tó ń jẹ́ Nigeria nígbà yẹn. Kò sí nǹkan kan tó ń jẹ́ Nigeria. Ká wá yọ láti 1897 títí di 2022. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ mọ̀ máa sọ pé 125 years ló take Nigeria láti wá negotiate in tó jẹ́ tiwa. 125 years. And if we fail to not understand that the British government acquired, because wọ́n mọ̀ pé àwọn ọmọ Awólọ́wọ̀ ló ń pariwo pa fẹ́ Yorùbá nation. Àwọn ìpàdé dẹ̀ wà tó wà in archive, whether we know the details of what was discussed pẹ̀lú àwọn bàbá wa, but wọ́n more intelligent àwa Yorùbá. Wọ́n ní alọ́gbọ́n láti jà, but ẹ má ẹ̀ ká tètè máa jẹ́ kọ́gbọ́n ẹ̀kọ́, ẹ jẹ́ kọ́gbọ́n ẹ̀kọ́ tètè activate. Ó kàn mí, ó kàn wọ́, ó kàn gbogbo wa. Koiki wọ ìdìgbò ládùúgbò wa. It is your responsibility, not mine. Let us take this conversation to everybody. And that will be where I'm going to end it. I am knackered now. And I say thank you so much once again. Have a very good afternoon. Orílẹ̀-èdè. Kagbega. 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 Ìgbàgbọ́. Bàtì bẹ̀rù. Ká ṣiṣẹ́. Ká ṣiṣẹ́. Ká ṣiṣẹ́. Ìṣọ̀kan. Ní kẹjẹ. Tẹ̀síwájú. Ọ̀pọ̀ ire. Àtòhun. Ọmọ Odùduwà. Bọ́ sí ipò. Ìwọ ni o. Ìmọ́lẹ̀. Ògo adúláwọ̀. Àwọn ni ìmọ́lẹ̀. Ògo adúláwọ̀. Thank you so much. Gbogbo inú mo kí ọ. Adékúnlé tèmi. Bye for now. Mo kí ẹ̀yin grandma o, ẹ̀yin grandfather wa, ẹ̀yin aunties, uncles, ẹ̀yin àbúrò mi, ẹ̀yin ẹ̀gbọ́n mi, African Confidential. Thank you so much. Bye for now. I'll try ká padà wá lálẹ́ when I have enough rest.